Is it working? Hello? There it goes. Okay. Why are you... Alright. Welcome back to Ace Attorney series, the extra episode of Spirit of Justice is what I'm doing. It's ugh. Messed up the introduction. That's fine. Last time I completed the special episode for Dual Destinies. So this time I'll be starting up the special episode for Spirit of Justice. I don't know what's in it at all. Is this working properly? Yes. Yes, everything seems fine. Alright. So if we just... it's kind of loud. So... if we go to... okay, here it is. What is that noise? The garbage truck. Ugh. I don't want to start it while it's out there. It's loud. It definitely seems to be being picked up. I don't know how actually audible it is, but it's definitely making the bar move more. I'll talk about something. Oh yes, I don't think I'm going to keep playing the Pokemon, honestly. I just don't care. It's neat, but the actual Pokemon part of it, the playing of the Pokemon battles, and needing to have your Pokemon well leveled, I don't care. I don't care. I don't think I'll be carrying on with that. This Wednesday, I think I'll just do more of the Ace Attorney. Right, now they're moving. Now they're going to go away. Maybe. Or maybe that's the thing compressing it or something. I don't know. They're very loud. Right. This Wednesday, I'll just do more of this Ace Attorney. Presumably, the previous special episode took 3 streams, so probably this one will as well. Hopefully. Keep things nice and consistent. And then after that, I'll be moving on to, the Great Ace Attorney 2. And then, after that, I think I'll start up Rain Code, but... so this one, but also this Wednesday, since I'll be doing the more Ace Attorney. Next Wednesday, I'll need something else, and I was thinking... Detective Conan PS2 game, what was it called? It's not in here. Let's see. Teikoku no Isan. I think the English name's like Secrets of the British Empire or something. That's what I saw. Unless that's a different game. Anyway, that's what I'll do next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday. And not today. Now the garbage truck is gone, though, and I can carry on. Let's get into this. What about Time Traveler? Okay. Special episode, Turnabout Time Traveler. Got more anime. I should watch the anime for this one.
I'm not completely heartless. I'll even throw that time machine you cherish so much overboard with you.
Please take me back. Back to that blissful moment.
It's almost time for the reception, milady.
It actually really worked.
Okay, that's some Professor Layton things happening there. Just some absolute nonsense. I still haven't finished playing through the third Professor Layton game. I should. I just haven't. September 21st, 10:13 a.m., right? Anything agency. Okay, let me make sure I've got this straight. When your magic panties appear, I do a backflip into a handstand, then blow out the candle. No, Athena, you've got it all wrong. You do a backflip through the ring of fire while holding the candle in your mouth. There's no way I'll ever be able to do that. Sure you can. I believe in you, Athena. Percy, what are you and Athena up to? Athena's agreed to be a part-time performer in my magic show. I couldn't say no to some extra cash, but I probably should have thought it through first. Now it's you and Cannonball this, guillotine that. It's not like I have 9 lives, you know. You've made your bed, Athena. Now you've got to lie in it. No, I'm too young to be taking out a life insurance policy already. My name is Phoenix Wright. I'm the head of this law office. And since when did you become the head of this office, Daddy? I mean, who exactly does all the cleaning, accounting, and scheduling around here, huh? You got me there, Trucy. This is Trucy Wright. She's my adopted daughter and a magician. And I'm Athena Sykes. The rising star of the Wright Anything Agency. The rising star lawyer of the Wright Anything Agency. Or rather, the rising star assistant to Trucy, you mean. If I don't get back into a courtroom soon, I'm going to forget everything I've ever learned. Speaking of the courtroom, we haven't exactly had any clients lately, have we? Business is as slow as ever, huh, Nick? Who's this? Bet you made more money back when you played the piano. Oh, hey! I did see him in the, thing, and also the flashback. Wasn't expecting him to be here. His voice is, suffering. Yo, long time no see. Larry! I haven't seen you in years. What brings you here all of a sudden? What do you mean you haven't seen him in years? Why? What are you doing? You have a phone. Some big news, that's what. Okay. Who's this guy, boss? This is Larry Butts. He's, well, let's just say he's an old friend of mine. So, Larry, what's so big that you had to come and tell me in person? There's somebody I want you to meet. Hey, you can come in now. Alright. Who's this? Hello. How do you do? Hi. Why are you wearing that? That dress? Is that a wedding dress? Yes, it is. My name is Ellen White. I'm a domestic servant, a maid of the Sprocket household. Sprocket? As in Sprocket Aviation? Well, that's just saying he's an old friend of mine. So, Larry, what's so big that you had to come and tell me in person? There's somebody I want you to meet. Hey, you can come in now. Alright. Who's this? Hello. How do you do? Yes, that's the one. Wow, Mr. Wright, Sprocket Aviation is a really big airline company. You've heard of Rainbow Airlines, right? They're the ones they call RAL for short. Yeah, that does sound familiar. Well, it's run by Sprocket Aviation. I see. But what is a Sprocket family maid doing here in a wedding dress? So, actually, we've decided to get married. You what? I'm not so young anymore, you know. I figured it's time to finally settle down. What? You're getting married? No way, I don't believe it. Besides... Why are you just walking around in that? Why would someone as well put together as her choose someone as flaky as Larry? You're kidding, right? Jealous. I don't blame you, but green's really not your color, you know. Alright, Larry, lay it on me. In all seriousness, Larry, are you really getting married? Not right away, but that's the plan. And why is she in a wedding dress? What are you doing? We're gonna elope, see? Like, love on the run, I guess you could say. Why? Isn't that right, Ellie? Larry, I do believe there's been a major misunderstanding here. My heart already belongs to another. I'm in love with Soren. Not you. This is like, what? That's about what I thought. But Ellie, baby, weren't you running away with me so we could get married? As I said, you misunderstand. You said you'd help me escape. That's the only reason I ran away with you. This is not happening. I even shook off the police for you. For what? That's it. If we can't be together, my life's over. I'm gonna end it all. Wait, back up. Did you say you shook off the police? Yes, we had to, because we're lovers of the lamb. Sorry, Mrs. Wyatt, but can you maybe fill me in on what's going on here? To tell the truth, I'm being pursued by the police as a murder suspect. Murder? They think you killed somebody. I happened to find a dead body at my reception, so the suspicion fell onto me. They had me confined in a separate room. And that's when Larry came along and helped me escape. I'm sorry, but what? Oh, Nick. Me and Ellie were going to elope. We were going to put it all on the line for true love. But the police tried to stop us, so we had to scramble to shake them off. Where did it all go wrong? I feel a migraine coming on. Please help me. The police are sure to be intensifying their search. Look, it's even on TV. More news on the murder suspect and an unidentified man on the run from the police. Photo of the suspect, Miss Ellen Wyatt, has just been released by the police. Sources say that the 21-year-old is suspected of clubbing the victim. 25-year-old Dumas Bloomsbury to death in the wedding reception hall after her banquet. The two fugitives are said to be highly agitated and dangerous. If you see them, you've gotta be kidding me. Oh, brother. I guess this means we're technically harboring a pair of fugitives here, huh? Oh, Nick, what's a guy to do? Please don't be hardcore. I'm the one who should be crying. I haven't seen you in ages. Where have you been all this time? You don't know. You really gotta stop living under a rock and get out more. I'm the hippest, hottest picture book author in the business. Maurice Stoneham. Why the fake mustache? I can't believe you didn't know that I'm taking the picture book world by storm. I mean, I can't imagine that's the sort of thing he reads. Oh, but I know you. You're the one who wrote Franzie's Whippity Whip Trip, right? Now that you mention it, I think I did hear something about a one-hit wonder. One-hit wonder? What the heck, Nick? I'll have you know, I just created a brand new character to moderate acclaim. He's mildly popular with 18 to 24-year-old women everywhere. Look, you can see his cute self all over this jacket. What? That heart-shaped pork chop? He's not a pork chop, but he's the main character of my latest picture book. A lovable little soul who pierces the hearts of lovers with his arrows of amore. You piglet. And you can see this adorable fellow make his debut in Cute Piglet's lovey-dovey lark. In stores now. Are you sure? Because I've never seen that book in stores, now or never. Well, if you ever do see it, do me a favor and buy a copy or 10, will ya? God, I thought you were taking the picture book world by storm. Anywho, you'll defend Ellie in court, right, buddy? Please, I'm begging you. I didn't murder anyone. I swear I'm as clean and pure as this pure white dress. No psych locks. I guess that means she's telling the truth. But helping a fugitive on the run? What am I getting myself into? There's actually one more thing I need to tell you. Oh? You might find this hard to believe, but the truth is, I'm a time traveler. Uh-huh? I'm not sure I follow. After the wedding reception, I was attacked. I was moments away from my death. But then, in that instant, I made a wish upon this pendant around my neck. And I went back in time to just before the reception started. Only, this time around, the man who was trying to kill me was already dead. And somehow, I became the suspect for this murder. It's as if history had been rewritten. Now, wait just a minute here. I don't understand. Are you saying that... What's going on? Mr. Wright, there are police cars outside. Not just one or two, but a whole bunch. Hey, those squad of officers has the building surrounded. What? This is the police. There is no escape. Drop your weapons and come out with your hands up. Hey, Nick, what do we do? Like if I know. I see a bunch of armed officers out there. 1, 2, 3, 44, 45. Wow, talk about overkill. Listen here, you criminals. Think about what you're putting your poor parents through. I'm sure this isn't how they raised you. Think about their smiling faces and their warm, home-cooked meals. Who in the heck are you? A detective? Now hold on there. Hey, you can't go in there. It's too dangerous. Wait. Hello? Is everyone okay in here, Mr. Wright? Yeah, figures. Emma. I'm sorry for all the commotion. So what in the world is going on? Well, I raced on over as soon as I heard that it was Mr. Butts who'd hold himself up in here with the murder suspect after he made off with her. And the fleet of patrol cars. The police are being extra careful. Because apparently a certain somebody yelled out, "Stay back, I have a bomb." I'm sure you can guess who I'm talking about. Well, the police were being so persistent, I had to do something, so I tried bluffing. You know, like you do in court, Nick. Please leave me out of this. Well, Mr. Wright, I'm bringing this young lady... Well, Mr. Wright, I'm bringing this young lady in for questioning. So, if you want to talk with her, you'll have to do it down at the detention center. I suppose I should thank you for your thoughtful gift of trouble and mayhem, Larry. Come on, Nick. We gotta get down to the detention center right away. Listen, Larry. I haven't even decided whether I'm going to take on this case or not. But I know you will, because it's you. Yes, I've got no choice but to tag along and help then. What? Skip out on me? You've only just started practicing your repertoire, you know. Huh? You'd better stay in practice with Trucy, Athena. A promise is a promise, after all. It's cold, boss. You've got to get me out of this. I can't take any more. Let's get practicing, Athena. Next up is some training for the water tank escape trick. Stick your head in this bucket of water and hold your breath for 15 minutes. No! Stop, I'm begging you! She's getting away! You get back here, Athena! I guess the only person cut out to be Trucy's assistant is Apollo. Well, guess we better get to the detention center and ask Miss White some questions. Especially about that whole time-traveling business she was talking about. Let's look around the room first. I bet we're the only office in existence that uses magic props as furniture. At this rate, Trucy's props are going to wind up taking over the whole office. They're already halfway there. I haven't played this old thing in a long time. Well, than I could ever play it to begin with. And considering all the complaints I guess... And considering all the complaints I get, I guess I better just continue not to play it. Maybe I should tidy this place up every once in a while. Still, I bet we're going to use all this stuff sometime soon anyway. So it's probably better just to leave things where they are. Paul's jacket, Athena's notes, and Trucy's magic props. Not that I'm complaining. It's nice to know my friends and family are always close by. Books. This office might look messy, but at least I keep all my clients' personal info safe under lock and key. That's what a successful man does, right? Puts his efforts where they count. Charlie looks as lush and green as ever. Thanks to Athena taking such good care of him. I guess I should pitch in every once in a while too, huh? Detention center. September 21st, detention center. Visitor's room. Sit up a little better. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright. Hold on. Oh, my heating pad. It's still very cold. Presumably it will continue to be very cold until, like, March or something. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright. Miss Wyatt, would you mind if I ask you a few questions? Nick is gonna defend you, Ellie. Isn't that great? Why didn't they arrest you? Larry, I told you I haven't decided yet. What? Whoop. You're not going to take my case? I'm never gonna be happy. Miss White? Did I do something wrong? Miss Wyatt, please calm down. I'm innocent, I tell you. But the police won't believe me. And neither will anyone else. I'm gonna die all alone in a jail cell. Alright, I'll do it. I'll take your case, just please stop crying. Really, you will? The fact that Larry was the one who brought you to me had me a little worried, but you don't seem like a killer to me. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Nick. I knew you'd come through. I really have a choice. I guess not. In any case, it doesn't seem like Miss Wyatt killed anybody. Plus, it's not like I'm up to my ears in work at the moment. Miss Wyatt, Ellen, let's do this together. Oh, thank you, Mr. Wright. There, it's going to be okay. Now, try to pull yourself together. Alright, just give me a moment. Ooh. I'm truly grateful to you for taking on my defense, Mr. Wright. I liked your hair better before. Sure, no problem. Oh, she literally pulled herself together. Ellen, please tell me everything you can about the incident. Alright. What happened after the wedding reception? I was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. Wasn't Gloomsbury the name of the victim in that news report? Maybe I should listen to what she has to say first, though, before I start asking questions. How dare that guy lay a hand on someone else's blushing bride! What a creep! That's rich coming from you. Do you have any idea why he'd attack you? No, but what? Well, to tell the truth, Mr. Gloomsbury didn't seem very happy about me getting married. Jeez, jealous much? What a loser. Mr. Gloomsbury had forced me onto the Vista deck and was going to push me off. Oh, how frightening it all was. I was just about to lose my life on what should have been the happiest day of my life. So that's why I made a wish upon this pendant. That pendant? Yes, it was a gift from my husband-to-be, Soren. He said it's a symbol of our love. And so you made a wish on it. Now, you may think what I'm about to say is very strange, but I begged the pendant, please take me back to that blissful moment. And you know what? It worked. It brought me back it brought me back to just before the reception started. So that's the time-traveling thing you mentioned back in my office. I'm sorry, but I have to say, it's pretty unbelievable. Unbelievable? I knew you'd never believe me. Nick, Ellie here is an honest-to-goodness time traveler. Don't you believe your own client? The magic of that pendant sent her back in time before the creepy killer. Sure, Larry. Sure. It's really true, I tell you. This pendant is an important part of the time machine, sorta made. I begged it for help, but it really did send me back in time. Is she listening to herself? I even experienced the reception again, even though we'd already held it once before. And during it, everyone there acted as if nothing unusual was happening at all. Could you not cook while we're talking, please? I mean, she just kind of seems to be filling a pan with salt for some reason. Alright, so when and how did you come under suspicion for murder? Well, after the reception ended, the second reception, I mean. I went back into this reception hall and started cleaning up the place by myself. Oh, hold on. Cleaning? Why were you cleaning on your own wedding day? My last task as a servant of the Sprocket household. I offered to take on the preparation and clean up at the reception banquet. I see. I started to move one of the decorative lanterns in the room. But it was so heavy I lost control of it, causing it to topple over and break open. That's when I saw Mr. Gloomsbury's dead body inside the lantern. So you simply happened to be the first to discover the body, right? That's right, I just came across it by accident. I became confused and I didn't know what to do. That's when some of my in-laws saw me and jumped to the conclusion that I had killed him. So this Gloomsbury guy tried to kill Ellen, but then wound up dead himself after Ellen traveled back in time? A time machine and a magic pendant. How could any of this be possible? I mean, you definitely already have magic, don't you? You have a magic item that earlier you were like, the magic item isn't responding to this, so I guess she's not lying. It also still isn't doing that, if you'll note. Ellen's pendant added to the court record. Pendant worn by Ellen, it seems she received it from her fiancé. Ellie, why don't you tell Nick about that other thing too? About that shadowy figure you saw when you were being attacked? Yes, right here, Larry. I mean, I guess we'll hear about that first. So, what's this shadowy figure you saw, Ellen? It was when Mr. Gloomsbury was attacking me. Right after I made a wish upon this pendant, I started to pass out. But just then, just as I lost consciousness, I saw somebody strike Mr. Gloomsbury from behind. You didn't? Then that person must be the true culprit. Did you see who it was? I'm afraid not. Have you told anybody else about this? I told some of my in-laws, but nobody took me seriously. They said it was all just a dream. I can't exactly say I blame them. I mean, time travel? Larry, for my peace of mind, please tell me that figure wasn't you. Of course it wasn't! The statement added to the court record. Ellen saw a suspicious third party on the Vista deck when she was being attacked by Bloomsbury. So, you and Larry here were never planning on getting married, right? That's right. We've only had a few brief interactions, so I can't say I know him at all. Oh, Ellie, how can you say that? You and me are bound by fate, I'm telling you. We're meant to be together. What? You're wrong, Larry. I've never been so right, baby. It's plain as the goatee on my chin. Larry, don't make me send you to timeout. Now, can you tell me about the groom, Helen? What's he like? His name's Soren Sprocket. Oh, he's the most wonderful man. He is truly my destiny. Didn't you say Soren Sprocket? As in... That's right, the next president of Sprocket Aviation. Wait, he's in line to take over the company. He's nothing but a rich, spoiled brat. I'm clearly the better choice, clearly. Larry, you and Soren are as different as night and day. There is no comparison. Ellie, you're breaking my achy-breaky heart. So, she's marrying into money, huh? I can't believe Soren chose me, a simple house servant. He's my knight in shining armor, my prince. Oh, Soren. Oh, my Soren. I guess I've asked her all I can for now. She also started breaking out into tears for no clear reason. Spick and span, spick and span. Ellen, what are you doing? I need to make everything clean and beautiful for when Soren comes. I can't have my future hubby come into a dirty room, now can I? Is not the wedding reception usually after the wedding? I suppose I haven't really been to one. Actually, I think I went to my aunt and uncle's when I was quite young. But I have very limited recollection of that. I think it was the Flower Girl. It has to be spotless, just like this white dress. Spick and span, spick and span. Let's hope we can wipe away all suspicion from you soon, too. Nick, we'd better get to the crime scene right away. What, you're coming too? Of course I am. If I solve the crime and reveal the true killer with my super sleuthing skills, hell, you might change your mind about me, you know? You never get the message, do you, Larry? Next stop, the mooring dock in Sprocket Park. Come on, Nick, let's go. That camera. What is it pointed at anyway? If they're trying to film the defendant, shouldn't it be pointed more in this way? Oh, look at that guard. He's standing right in that camera's blind spot. From that position, I bet he could even doze off and get away with it. This Mike has been here for a long time, and looks pretty worn out. But this little guy has made thousands of conversations possible. So I'd probably end up feeling kind of sad if they just up and replaced it. Alright, let's go check out this area. September 21st, Sprocket Park, mooring dock. What happened to your map? Why is it broken? Also, why is your lake shaped like that? So this is Sprocket Park, but where's the reception hall? The reception hall? Oh, that's... Wow, looky there. What is it? I just spotted me a cute mamacita. Don't wake up, Nick. Hold on, where's the reception hall? Sorry, Nick, man's gotta stop and smell the roses when they appear. I am an artist after all. Oh, miss you. I thought he was going to take me to the crime scene. Oh well, I'm sure I'll come slinking back when he inevitably gets rejected. I'll just take a quick look around until then. Wow, that airship is huge. Oops, didn't mean to say that out loud. Only ever seen airships like this up in the sky. But I've got to say, they're mighty impressive when you can see them up close like this. Wow, that huge airship is moored to just this skinny little tower. I know it's tied down and all, but it still looks like a good breeze could send it flying. Dog. Oh, wow, this thing's really banged up. Looking at the sign, they say it got damaged by heavy winds yesterday. A big gust sent that bench flying into it. Well, that's what they're saying anyway. The bench? The benches aren't usually very... They don't really catch the wind like that generally. That thing doesn't even have a solid back, it's bars. I see. A wind caused that? More like a tornado. Our repair guy was saying, don't touch, it's dangerous. I see. Thanks for the heads up. Poor guy. Looks like it was a lot of work. Hey, sorry about that. I actually thought you'd be back sooner. Didn't work out, huh? Lay off, man! I wasn't on my game today. So, now that you're done, you mind telling me where the reception hall is already? What do you mean? It's right there in front of you. Huh? Right in front of... Wait, what's that St. Flying Chapel? Do you mean to tell me? Yep, Ellie's reception was on that airship. Whoa, what sky-high reception hall? Yep, and that's where you'll find the crime scene. And not only does that airship fly through the sky, but the space-time continuum too. But the happy couple's honeymoon got left far behind when it made that time skip, though. Here, check the airship for yourself with this pamphlet. Flying Chapel pamphlet added to the court record. Pamphlet for the Flying Chapel. It includes a brief introduction and diagrams of its layout. By the way, I figured you'd use them back up, so I called in some help for you. You did? Yep, should be here any minute now. Some sort of vehicle. A noisy one. That red sports car. Larry, don't tell me you called... You know it, buddy. I trust you've been well, right?
Surprise! Now admit it. That was a pretty good Mr. Edgeworth impression, wasn't it?
Oh. Maya, what are you doing here?
Larry called me up. He said something about it finally being time for him to tie the old knot.
Where'd you get that car?
That's funny. I'm pretty sure he mentioned something about being here with his bride.
Maya, I know this is sudden, but please marry me.
What's Larry talking about?
He was dumped by his bride. Well, by his imaginary bride, anyway.
Wow, poor Larry. That's a new low even for him. But hey, imaginary girlfriends never hurt anyone, right? More power to him.
This is Maya Fey. She's been abroad for her training as a spirit medium. But now that her training is over, she's back home here in the States.
That's right, the new and improved Maya Fey is on the scene. Spirit and girl power at the ready. Look at you, Maya. All grown up and as cute as ever. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. If I ever got married, I'd miss out on all the fun of always meeting somebody new.
I see you haven't changed a bit, Larry.
Yes, you are here.
Edgeworth, I figured that car belonged to you. But when did you become Maya's chauffeur? Something like that. I just happened to run into her en route and picked her up. By run into her, I mean she jumped out in front of my car and nearly ran her down. This is Miles Edgeworth. He's a friend of mine and the district's chief prosecutor. I heard he's been busy lately. So, what brings you here? Wait, don't tell me Larry called you up too. He did. However, I have business of my own here at the crime scene. Business? What kind of business? Just so you know, right? I am the lead prosecutor on this case. What? You? Yes. It appears we'll be standing on opposite ends of the battlefield this time around. So, I'll be up against Edgeworth tomorrow. But I don't get it, Edgeworth. What about this case warrants the personal attention of the district's chief prosecutor? It's a bit complicated, to say the least. In what way? Groom is a member of the Sprockets, a family with immense influence. If his bride were to stand trial in court, it would sully the Sprocket name. So they tried to apply some pressure on the prosecutor's office. Pressure to settle it amicably, right?
What do you mean, settle it amicably?
It means they're trying to sweep this whole thing under the rug.
Wow, Sprocket Aviation really has that much clout?
Yes, they have especially strong ties in both the political and the judicial worlds, to the point where no one dares to oppose them. Don't tell me that includes you. Don't be ridiculous, right? It's quite the opposite. The prosecutor's office is filled with cowards, as I found out. Every last one of my subordinates was loath to prosecute a Sprocket.
So that's why you decided to take on the case yourself, right?
That's right. I will personally see to it that justice is served. I always prosecute to the utmost of my abilities, regardless of who I'm up against. And that is a part of my creed. Nothing and no one can sway me from that, not even the almighty Sprockets. Right. If they think they can use their influence to bend the truth, they have another thing coming. No, I almost feel sorry for them. They were only trying to protect their interests. But all I got instead was you.
Gee, come on, man. How can you prosecute my poor sweet Ellie? What kind of heartless jerk are you?
I'm simply doing my job. I'm warning you, right? I won't hold back. Not for you or anyone else. Thanks for the warning, Your Righteousness. So, how's it going, Mr. Chief Prosecutor? Busy as always, I presume? Of course, like somebody was
There's too few clients and too much time on his hands. I guess that explains why your brow is more furrowed than the last time I saw you. Maybe you should learn to relax a little, Edgeworth. Nice try, right? But as always, I have no intention of showing anyone any mercy. Including you. As inflexible as ever, I see. Besides, I think I've mellowed out a bit with age. So if anything, those furrows should smooth it out a little as well. Honestly, Edgeworth, are you really that blind to yourself? Excuse me.
He is really self-conscious about those lines, isn't he?
Edgeworth, about this incident. Don't forget, right? I'm the prosecutor for this case. Need I remind you that I'm not in the habit of sharing information with my adversaries. No, I guess we are adversaries for now. You, Larry.
Me?
I'd like you to come with me. You have a lot to answer for after that little stunt you pulled with the suspect.
But, Edgy, we're old pals, aren't we?
Personal appeals won't work on me, Larry. Now come along.
Nick, help me out here.
Okay. Glad someone's doing something about that. Goodbye.
Is it just me, or is Mr. Edgeworth as relentless as ever?
Yeah, I guess some things never change. So much for mellowing out.
Well, Nick, we'd better hop to it too.
Up to what?
Investigating the crime scene, of course. What else? It's been a long time since you and I teamed up like this. This is going to be fun.
Fun, huh? It has been a long time, though, since we were last together like this. Alright, to the crime scene then.
Yeah, and away we go.
Alright, let's go see. I guess that's the thing the body was in. September 21st, Flying Chapel Reception Hall. So this is the reception hall.
According to the pamphlet, we're right here. Oh.
Yikes, we're pretty high up. But at least we're indoors, so it doesn't seem so bad.
Oh, look, Nick, it's Emma. Hey, Emma, over here. Mr. Wright, Maya. Does this mean you've taken the case?
Yeah, that's how things kind of turned out. So, do you mind if we take a look around?
Be my guest. We've pretty much wrapped up our investigation, so go right ahead.
Now it's a good chance to find out more about this case from Emma, too. Let's look around and then we'll do that. Got, this. A clock. Oh. So that's the Vista deck out there. Okay, I guess we don't care about the clock.
I bet the view was amazing. But I guess it must also kind of freak you out, huh, Nick?
Yeah, kind of. Mostly because there's no surviving a fall from way up here. This is the sweetheart table where the bride and groom sit.
Where they gorge themselves on the wedding feast, you mean? I'd be too nervous to eat in front of a bunch of guests like this, though.
I say the newlyweds are usually really busy during the reception, you know. You have to greet and talk with all the guests that came to give their blessings. They don't actually get all that much time to enjoy their dinner.
Aw, I
wouldn't be able to stand that. I can't imagine having a huge feast right in front of me and not being able to eat it.
They say brides tend to have an especially hard time because of their wedding dresses. With those tight corsets, sweetie, squeezing their waist, they can barely eat a bite.
Really? It sounds like wedding receptions are absolute torture.
I guess food still wins out over romance in Maya's book.
Obviously. What is it? A box?
This must be where the time machine was placed.
I can't believe that such a beautiful memento was used for murder. It's just awful. I was clearly supposed to talk to
Oh dear. We have not been informed it was the murder weapon.
Nick! We have to prove Ellen's innocence, no matter what it takes.
I agree. We can't let this go down as the saddest flying wedding reception in history. I think that about does it for this area.
Okay, clearly I meant to talk to Emma first.
Oops. Edgeworth wouldn't tell us anything about this case. So, do you think you could give us a rundown?
Well, seeing as he's going to be prosecuting, I'd expect him to be tight-lipped about it. The incident occurred yesterday, on September 20th. It happened after the wedding reception, which lasted from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
7 p.m. to 10 p.m., huh? Got it. By the way, you didn't hear of any time traveling or anything, did you?
Time traveling? What do you mean?
Oh, what? Nothing. Forget it. That's pretty much the response I expected.
The victim's name is Dunmas Gloomsbury. He was the first servant at the Sprocket family household.
Ellen was a maid for that family as well, so that means the two of them were co-workers?
Yes, they apparently knew each other. Mr. Gloomsbury was the lead servant, after all. He was very serious about his work, but he was also a very closed and private man. So, the other servants called him Mr. Doom and Gloom behind his back.
If he was the lead servant, he must have been higher ranked than Ellen. What makes the police think Ellen killed this man, a guy who was essentially her boss?
We don't know the defendant's motive yet, but the circumstances surrounding the discovery of the body don't bode well for her.
And what circumstances are these, exactly?
Well, some of her in-laws saw what looked like the immediate aftermath of the murder. The suspect was standing in front of the body with the murder weapon still in her hands.
Why would a bride who was just about to start a happy new life kill someone? Do the police have an explanation for that?
Yeah, about that. They believe the victim attacked the suspect and was killed when she fought back.
But why did he attack her to begin with?
Well, a mere servant girl was going to suddenly be the wife of the future president. Mr. Gloomsbury must have been more than just a little jealous of her. So, this Mr. Doom and Gloom attacked Ellen first? But if she was only trying to protect herself, wouldn't that count as justified self-defense on her part, Nick?
It would. There's a good chance she'd be acquitted if we could prove that, but I wonder what Edgeworth will help his sleeve to counter that claim.
But wow, a servant girl marrying the future president of such a huge company. It sounds like a modern-day fairy tale. It does, doesn't it? Thing is, not everyone was on board with their union, apparently. The suspect never had any family or relatives to depend on, so she was working as a live-in maid for the Sprocket family to support herself.
So a maid with no family or fortune was set to marry the president's son, huh? I guess it's not surprising that ruffled a feather or two.
Yes, apparently the groom's parents and all of his other relatives were strongly opposed.
But that didn't stop the young couple from deciding to go ahead with their wedding.
Love flourishes in the face of adversity.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yep. If you ever have any questions about love, just ask me. I'm a qualified expert. I spent all of my spare time crying watching soap operas on TV.
I'm not sure that's enough to make you a qualified anything, Maya.
Oh, and by the way,
I heard the suspect faced her fair share of harassment too. And from the sound of it, it got pretty ugly for her. So even though this incident could cause a huge scandal for the company, it might be a boon for those who oppose their marriage to begin with. After all, with Ellen's arrest and everything, the marriage is most definitely off now. So, what was the murder weapon, Emma?
This clock with the secret mechanism built into it. It was on display here in the reception hall.
The suspect was holding it when the murder was discovered. So the victim was clubbed to death with this, huh? It's funny, there's no blood on it as far as we can tell. I can tell. Maybe it was wiped off in an attempt to tamper with the evidence? There was definitely a luminol reaction. And it matches up with the shape of the injury, so that's gotta be the murder weapon.
What a funny looking clock.
They call it the timekeeper. The idea is that it's a time machine. Every time the couple sees it, it'll bring them back to the memory of their wedding day. Time machine, huh? Come to think of it, Ellen said her pendant was a part of a time machine. Wonder how the secret mechanism in this thing works. Timekeeper added to the court record. The murder weapon, dubbed the Timekeeper, it's a clock with a secret mechanism. Alright. Now we'll look around some more. We have tables. We have decorative hot air balloon. It's a hot air balloon. A symbol of humanity's ambition to take to the skies. It's kind of a romantic notion, don't you think?
Yeah. But I just noticed that it doesn't seem to be tied up to the ceiling all that well.
I'm sure it's fine. Please don't let it fall on my head. Well, just don't stand under it. Wow, look at the horns on this flying bovine. He must be a bull. Seems he made it through the ceremony in one piece.
By the looks of those wheels, I bet he can be rolled around rather easily too.
Yeah, I bet it would be quite the hassle if you had to lift and carry him everywhere. And this is what the backside looks like.
What's that by the bottom of his tail? A wheel handle?
Oh, I get it. This way they can get inside to change the light bulbs.
I see they left the wheel handle on the inside unpainted.
I guess they figure nobody will see it, so why bother? Makes sense to cut costs where you can. Well, overall, I can't say I see anything strange about this thing. Model airplane, the perfect decoration. Model airplane, the perfect decoration for an airline company wedding.
And a propeller plane like this lends the room a great old-timey feel. Oh, I'd love to see the Steel Samurai fly plane like this. Can you picture it? The Steel Samurai zipping through the clouds over Neo Tokyo.
If Sprocket Aviation ever became a sponsor of the show, I could see it happening.
Why didn't I think of that? I think I'll go suggest the idea to them later.
Please, at least wait until after the trial is over. You can see other parts of the room. Not a lot over there. It's one big partition screen. Industrial size, even.
I bet it's because I bet it'd cause an industrial-sized mess if it fell over.
And that's why you're not allowed to touch it, Maya.
Who's going to test how stable it is?
Just leave it alone, please. Oh, hello, there's like a wallet. It looks like a business card wallet. Wonders it is. Actually, that appears to be Larry's.
That face looks awfully familiar.
Yes, it does. Yes, I'll bring it to him later. Business card wallet added to the court record. A business card holder with a peculiar yet suspiciously familiar imprint in the center. We have some sort of machine. It's a fog machine for the reception.
Pretty cool, huh?
Don't you dare touch it!
Aw, spoil sport.
That's because I know how you operate.
I wonder what this partition is for.
I imagine people like the reception staff or entertainers use it. They probably wait behind it while they're on standby.
I see. With a partition this size, I bet they could even fit an elephant back there.
Not that anyone sane would. It's fog machine. I wonder if they use it during the reception.
Oh! Hey, Nick, go stand over there for a sec.
Why?
Just because. Now go.
Alright. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Fogmaster 9000 on.
Aya, no! Huh?
Aw, nothing happened.
Looks like it won't work with us in dry ice.
Darn it. All I wanted to do was surround you in a thick cloud of smoke.
Fog machine added to the court record. A device that utilizes dry ice to emit a large amount of thick fog-like vapor. Let's look at this thing. This must be the lantern the body was found in. Ellen managed to move it quite a ways. Looks like a cow, but it's pretty badly broken.
It's not a cow, Nick. It's Pegasus, the flying horse.
No way, it's definitely a cow. It's got horns and everything.
But look, it has wings. Cows don't have wings. So it's Pegasus, I tell you. Oh, I know. That pamphlet should tell us. Let's see. Apparently, it's called a Pegamoo.
I did not see that coming.
And somehow, the name really captures the essence of what this creature is, you know? That's strange.
What is?
Well, this Pegamoo is definitely a male Pegabull, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. What with the horns and all.
Okay, well... that Pegamoo over there is also a Pegabull. But take a look at the pamphlet. See, the one on the right says Pegabull, but the
other one says Pegacow, female Pegamoo.
Right. The pamphlet goes on to say how they have Pegamoos for the happy couple. So, for Ellen's ceremony, there should have been a male and female pair of Pegamoos.
But for some reason, there are two males here.
Maybe somebody made a mistake when they were setting up the room?
It's hard to believe a fancy place like this would make that kind of blunder, though. Broken lantern added to the court record. The lantern in which the victim's body was found. In any case, we'd better check this thing out. Many things. Didn't this come from the lantern?
It's covered in blood.
Maybe it got on there when the killer was putting the body in the lantern?
Can you imagine going to open a door and finding the knob covered with blood?
That'd be bloody awful, to say the least. Oops. Hey, what's this? Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. Oddly blurred in some locations, but not enough to obscure what it's saying.
Oh, let me take a look. Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck.
It looks like a note outlining the murder plot.
Whoever wrote it has better handwriting than me, but it looks like they wrote it in a rush.
Why do you say that?
Because the writing is only smudged starting from the middle of each line. That happens when a right-handed person with a slight hook writes in a hurry. I do it sometimes myself when I'm not paying attention to where my hand is on the page.
Yes, I'll take your word on that, Miss Bad Handwriting Expert.
Hey, even I don't smudge my handwriting this badly.
Alright. Let's get back to the note.
That note was apparently written by the victim.
But why would he feel the need to write instructions to himself like this? Are you sure the victim wrote it?
I sometimes write a note to myself before I go shopping. Potatoes, carrots, onions, flour.
Maya, are you craving curry rice or something?
Whoops.
So, Emma, where's this Vista deck the note mentions?
It's that heliport you see right outside the window over there.
So, he'd planned on pushing Ellen off from there? What a monster.
Bloomsbury note added to the court record.
The outline of the body itself. So, this is where the body was found. And the first person to find it was Ellen. Emma, what can you tell me about the condition of the body when it was found?
Let's see. The victim was apparently hit on the back of the head. Here's a photo of the scene as we found it.
Blood on his hand. That's probably how it got on the handle. Tried to open it up. Well, depends on if it was an instant death or if it took a bit. What are these things? These things. There was one still in there. I guess I'll be able to look at it in a second. Photo of victim added to the court record. I didn't read the text, that's fine. What is this thing? What do you think this is, Maya?
Hey, it looks like a flower petal to me.
The weirdest flower petal I've ever seen. What an unusual shape for a flower petal.
Do you suppose it's from one of the flowers here in the reception hall?
No, I don't see a single flower like this at any of the tables. Wonder where it came from. Yeah, I guess that about does it for this lantern. Well, I guess that just about does it for the crime scene.
Hey, Nick. I want to see the rest of the airship. We might as well, since we're here.
True, we might even run into some of the other people involved in the case. Hello. I like your colors.
Nick, how long has that guy been standing there?
I didn't even notice him until just now. Excuse me, are you with Sprocket Aviation? Huh?
Nick, you wrote something on that paper airplane.
I guess we're supposed to read it then? Let's see here. Get out, intruders. Well, that was a rather cold welcome.
Mr. Wright, Maya, meet the lone son of the president of Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket. Or, to put it another way, the future president of Sprocket Aviation.
So, he's Ellen's fiance. Oh, there he goes.
He's kind of an eccentric. I hear he's the genius inventor behind many of Sprocket Aviation's business successes.
An inventor, huh?
Yep, he even designed this airship.
That's pretty impressive.
Nick, this is no time to be standing around gawking. We have to go after him. We need to ask him some questions about Ellen.
Oh, right. It looked like he was heading outside. Suppose off we go then. Okay. September 21st, Sprocket Park, mooring dock. There he is. Excuse me, could we talk to you? Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you what you're doing?
He sure is riding up a storm.
It is possible. If an enormous change in mass, then theoretically matter can retain its form even if it crosses the event horizon. Well, let's just see what he has to say about Ellen. Change in mass could be detected at that observation point. Okay. Need a proper voice. Excuse me, but we'll be representing Ellen in court tomorrow. So, could we ask you about the case? Ow. What the? Not interested. Not interested? How can you say something like that?
This is about your fiancée. She's under arrest, you know.
The diameter of the airship is approximately 80 feet. The amount of energy necessary to move matter comprised that amount of mass is... He is off in his own little world.
I can't believe he said he was not interested in talking about his own bride's arrest.
I'll just have to talk on his level then, with something he might be interested in. You want to show him something? Let's take a closer look at these. Ellen was attacked by Gloomsbury out on the Vista deck. She saw in her dazed state a shadowy figure hit Gloomsbury from behind. She fainted immediately afterwards and thus didn't get a good look at whoever it was. Vista deck hold. Elevator versus lift. I see, the lift doesn't appear to have, like, sides on it. Fair enough. Alright. Love's always in the air on the Flying Chapel, the only wedding venue sure to make your dreams take flight. After the ceremony out on the Vista deck, Sprocket Aviation's majestic Pegamoo mascots will light up the happy couple from both sides of the sweetheart table. Okay. Large amounts of dry ice were placed in the fog machine to produce a thick fog during the reception. Let's just nothing in. Okay. Oh. The victim's body was found collapsed inside of one of the Pegalo lanterns. Scattered around his body were flower petals, a note, and broken parts of the lantern. The petals were from flowers not found inside the reception hall. Anyway, hey, this is your thing. It's also the murder weapon. You can't have it. Now, what is your voice anyway? I hadn't really picked out one because you just kind of went so fast. What are you showing me that for? Mr. Sprocket? I can't read him at all. Loaded with an item as loaded as with sentiments as this. Does this bring anything to mind? Even some small, vague detail will do. This guy really doesn't want to talk, does he? Good, you take a look at this. Is that Ellen's? Ellen told us that she traveled through time during the incident. She said it happened after she made a wish on this pendant. You mean to say you two are Ellen's lawyers? Yes, I just told you that a minute ago. Sorry, I was lost in thought. He wasn't even listening? Oh boy. He's not at all what I expected, based on Ellen's gushing testimonial anyway. He seems fine. We'd like to ask you about Ellen's case, if you don't mind. I don't know a thing about it, so why don't you go ask the police? In other words, not interested.
This guy is the worst. I feel sorry for poor Ellen.
In that case, can I ask you about how Ellen traveled through time? Go on. Yes, that got your attention.
So, is time travel really even possible?
Yes, it is possible. Well, alrighty then. At the same time, it is also impossible. The pendant I gave Ellen is not supposed to operate as a time machine by itself. What do you mean? Timekeeper, a clock we displayed in the reception hall. That is the body of the time machine. The pendant is simply part.
The clock was the murder weapon, wasn't it? But it's a time machine too?
What Ellen experienced is akin to traveling down a road by car key. Physically and metaphysically, it should be impossible. Unless maybe the quantum system inside somehow accidentally interfere with the natural flow of the fourth dimensions. We're losing him again. Maybe we'd better ask him some more about the time machine. So, you've been researching time travel, have you? Moving through the space-time continuum would be man's ultimate means of travel. Time travel is a mode of transportation. Since the dawn of time, man has developed multifarious methods of transportation. Horses, steam engines, gas engines, airplanes, spaceships. They're all fundamentally similar in that they constitute three-dimensional movement. Time travel to the space-time continuum would shift mankind into a new paradigm.
I don't know why, Nick, but I'm getting awfully sleepy all of a sudden. For generations, Sprocket Aviation has advanced the development of transportation. Therefore, it's only natural that I would research time travel as man's next great leap. Oh, he's done? So, what exactly does all that stuff he was saying mean, Nick?
Well, basically, it's like taking a hamburger joint and adding a drive-through to it, I guess. What?
Oh, I get it. It's the same burger, but with a quicker and more efficient delivery system. So what Soren really wants to do is launch humanity into the future.
Launch, not lunch. But do you really believe that time travel is possible? Nothing becomes truly impossible when man stops daring to believe. Besides, time travelers do exist, you know. But you wouldn't understand.
Did you hear that, Nick? Time travelers really do exist.
All I know is Soren isn't the easiest guy to wrap your head around.
Oh, I don't know. I kinda like the way he talks. It's full of hope for the future. He's more passionate than I thought, too. When it comes to inventions, anyway.
Yeah, his apparent lack of concern for Ella is troubling, though. So, I hear the rest of the Sprocket family was opposed to your marriage. What are your thoughts on that? Master Soren, who's this? It's time for the meeting of the next term's project. Hello? What is this? Daydreaming about your inventions again. Tut tut, you are the future president. You must consider the business side too. It is I found Soren. Send the car over at once. I'm not interested. Oh, Master Soren, you do give me quite the headache at times. In any case, your attendant is waiting. Please go to him now. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, where are my manners? My name is Pierce Nicody. Please call me Pierce. I'm the Sprocket family butler.
Nick, Butler! I didn't know they actually still existed. I thought they were just on TV and stuff.
And who might you be, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, I'm Phoenix Wright, Ellen White's lawyer.
And I'm his assistant, Maya Fey. I'm a spirit medium.
Oh, so it is you. I'm most grateful for you taking on Miss Ellen's defense. You have my sincerest thanks. But don't mention it. So, hey, speaking of the case, one moment, please.
Wow, what a beautiful pocket watch.
Oh, it's just a bit of a good luck charm. That's one expensive good luck charm. But I guess it makes sense, knowing that time is pretty important in his line of work. So I guess that pocket watch is as important to him as my attorney's badge is to me. There's a little time before I must attend to Master Soren again. Why not come to Sprocket Manor? Huh? You mean to Soren's home? As a token of appreciation for taking on Miss Ellen's defense, I would like to serve you some delicious tea and refreshments.
Oh boy, Nick, a fancy high society tea party with high-class snacks and everything.
What about the investigation?
Are you kidding? What better place to investigate than Soren's house?
I don't know. Do you really think his house is going to give us any new leads?
Of course it will. I say we take the butler up on his kind offer and go to Soren's place. Alright, you win. Very good. To Sprocket Manor then. Why are you getting stuck? Why are you stuck? Okay, I think that fixed it. September 21st, Sprocket Manor, Foyer. Wow, this place does not disappoint. Oh, I'm so excited. Slow down, Maya. The mansion isn't going anywhere. Now then, we won't have to worry about anyone untoward eavesdropping here. I take it you wanted to ask me some questions. Huh? That's why you invited us here? I'm sorry to have tricked you like this. This is a murder, after all. I couldn't talk openly about it in public and risk sullying the Sprocket family's reputation. Aw, and I was really looking forward to all those fancy snacks, too. There, Maya, don't cry. This Pierce guy is one shrewd man. Hey, Nick, look at that cute vintage radio! Radio? Oh, nothing over there, under the stuffed bull's head. I'm gonna take a closer look. I thought I told you to settle down. I'm sorry. Not to worry. I don't feel like you need the blowtorch. Wow, that little mech fixed it right up. I'm not only the butler, but I'm also Sprocket Aviation's repair department director. One might say that patching things up is my specialty. That sounds like two very involved jobs. That's a lot of things to do. That was incredible! What is that little doohickey on your shoulder anyway? It is my FRXR UPR shoulder mech. Master Soren made it for me. It has too many features and functions to effectively enumerate at the moment, though. That's so cool. I wish I had one of those. Fixing things is a simple matter, but fixing people is a different matter. Even a skilled physician can't bring back the dead. Oh, but forgive me. I seem to have got sidetracked. He must be in shock over Mr. Goldsberry's death. Still, I do need to ask him some questions about the case. I should take a look around and see what I can find out while I'm here, too. A bull. Come to think of it, there was a bull logo on the side of the Flying Chapel, too. Stretch my legs out. What? Terrible loud chair. The president of the company must have a thing for cattle. The bull is the symbol of Sprocket Aviation. Being as strong and steady as a bull. That's the company creed, you know. Probably for all the back-breaking labor they put their employees through. By the way, the bull logo on Flying Chapel, the one with the rainbow wings, his name's Rainy the Rainbow. Get it? I get it. He's a rainbow-colored bull, so he's a rainbow, right? What a memorable name, huh, Nick?
Yeah, for the lameness of the pun. Don't you dare touch that radio again. Looks like an expensive antique.
What are you worried about? If it breaks again, Pierce will just fix it up again.
I really hope he's nice enough to wave the repair bell. Oh, it's the bridal bouquet.
Hey, Nick, how about I throw it, and you try to catch it?
Why me?
Just because. I bet you'd look hilarious flailing around trying to grab it.
But doesn't tradition dictate that it's the ladies who go after the bouquet?
Who cares? Just catch it. Here.
Oh, what? Hey! You threw that right at my face. Oh, you don't want to catch that bouquet. Trust me.
Why not?
I say it's bad luck to catch the bouquet of a marriage that doesn't last. But I already caught it.
Oops, too late now, huh, Nick? Nick! Look at that airplane propeller up there going round and round.
I see they've got an aviation theme going on. Makes sense for an airline family. I wonder if it doubles as a fan.
Ooh, what if the rest of the plane were on the other side of that wall? The wall would open up so the plane could take off in an emergency. How cool would that be?
If that's what's behind the repeller wall, then what's behind the bull wall across the way? Oh, I know, maybe it's the rest of them. That must be where the sprockets get their milk.
Nick, first of all, that's a beef cow, and second, bulls don't make milk.
Oh, right. That's what I get for trying to play along.
Hey, Nick! Now here's a real lady.
She looks smart as a whip, doesn't she? That's that same pocket watch the butler has. Or at least the same design. Matches her tie and earrings.
I wonder who she is. We didn't see her on the airship.
That is Selena Sprocket, Soren's elder sister. Beautiful and capable, she was a great lady. Soren's sister... I think I see the resemblance. Maybe I'll show Pierce this photo later and ask him about her. Selena Sprocket photo added, the court record. Was, though. Sounds like she might be dead. So it was taken in some kind of office. Oh, are those pictures of the wedding? Are those pictures of the wedding reception? Yes, I took them with my trusty camera here.
Do you mind if we have a look at that photo?
Be my guest. Take as long of a look as you'd like.
Sure.
Oh, what do you think of this gorgeous dreamscape? Looks like it was a bull from the start. So it wasn't swapped out during things. All these background characters are so scary. They don't have any eyes. A thick fog billows across the room, making it look as if the couple were walking on clouds.
Wow, look at how beautiful Ellen is here. She looks a little nervous, though.
She does, doesn't she?
Hey, look, there's Pierce.
Really? Where? Right back there.
Right there, behind the sweetheart table.
Hey, you're right. I bet he was there attending to the happy couple the whole dinner.
So, what do you think, Nick? Does anything in this photo stick out at you?
No, not at the moment anyway. Photo of the reception added to the court record. Photo of the reception taken by a relative. Much of the reception hall is obscured by thick fog.
Hey, Nick. If Ellen really did travel back in time, do you think this photo is of the second reception? You know, after the time jump?
I wonder. Excuse me, sir. Yes, can I help you? Ellen told us she traveled back in time. Would you happen to know anything about that? Oh, no, I haven't the foggiest idea what you're talking about. He clammed up faster than a clam. Excuse me, but there's a card here on the floor. Oh, look at that. It's a Flying Chapel keycard. The Flying Chapel? What areas on the Flying Chapel require a keycard, if I may ask? Mostly areas we want to keep the public out of, such as the staff room and the hold, which is chock full of machinery. So you can't enter those areas without a keycard. That's right. This one here belongs to Ellen. Wait, what's Ellen's keycard doing here? Did Ellen come back here after the incident occurred? I don't believe so. She was arrested by the police straight away this morning. Although, it was a strange man with a gaudy jacket in here earlier. Was that man wearing a beret by any chance? Yes, he was, as a matter of fact. He was also wearing sunglasses and a fake mustache. I knew it. The only question is, what was he doing here? I think that's everything to look at. We should have that ping thing like Danganronpa does. Makes it so much easier to tell what you can actually investigate. About the incident Miss Ellen was arrested for. Do you think she did it? Well, I can't prove it yet, but no, I don't think she could have done it. I guess you'd call it a gut feeling. I see. I guess we have different opinions then. Do we now? The prosecution says that when Bloomsbury attacked Miss Ellen, she fought back and ended up killing him. I agree with this perspective. Or rather, that is the consensus of the entire Sprocket family. Even so, I heard an interesting story from Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. I heard that the Sprocket family had tried to pressure the prosecutor's office into burying this case. I fear you are mistaken. All we sought was merely a legal consultation. Besides, none of it matters now, she's no longer a part of this family. Fortunately for us, they had yet to get their marriage license before holding the banquet. So basically, once they realized they couldn't sway the prosecution, they cut her loose. I realize how callous I must sound, but my duty is to protect the Sprocket family, and more specifically, Sprocket Aviation's future and Master Soren, whose genius is essential to the company. I will do anything to achieve that goal. That is my job as a Sprocket family butler.
No, I think Pierce and Mr. Edgeworth would get along really well. Do you think?
Yeah, I could easily picture Edgeworth with a butler. Oh, and by the way, I suppose I should tell you about this as well. It's about when the members of the extended family and I discovered the crime. Okay, so you were present. It was sometime after the reception. Some of the master's relatives and I went to clean up the reception hall, and that is when we saw it. A woman standing in front of the victim with a bloody murder weapon in her hand. It was none other than Miss Ellen. But Pierce, it wasn't what it looked like.
That's right, she just happened to find the body.
I do not know what Miss Ellen has told you, but what we witnessed was unmistakably the moment immediately after the deed had been committed. And that is what I told the police who came in response to my call. I see. So Pierce was the one who reported it to the police, huh?
Ah, go on.
Hiccups. Did Ellen say anything to you about traveling through time? She must have been delirious. There's no need to take such claims seriously. Soren himself said that time travel was possible, though. Master Soren said that. It sounds like he is still stuck in the past. He's psychologically stuck, I take it. Oh, excuse me. What is it? I see. I believe I told you the madam will be having milk tea. Still, have lemon slices at the ready, just in case. You must not disappoint her, understand? You sure are busy. All in a day's work. Still, we really do need Master Soren to start focusing on the business side of things soon. Could you tell us about that thing you mentioned about Soren's past? Soren's. There is something in Master Soren's past that he wishes he could change. Please forgive me. This isn't something I should be sharing with strangers. I really want to know what Soren's still hung up on.
Alright, we have a thing to show you also. Who is this?
Pierce, the woman in this photo is Soren's older sister, Selena, right? I don't think we met her yet. Yes, about that. Seems hesitant all of a sudden. If you wouldn't mind, could you tell us about her? Oh, alright. Very well. She's a big part of Master Soren's past, after all. Soren's past? Master Soren will become the next president of Sprocket Aviation. However, that wasn't always so. Miss Selena Sprocket, Master Soren's elder sister, was next in line.
So why isn't she becoming the next president?
Because she died in a car accident.
What the?
I had no idea. Actually, Master Soren was also in the car with her at the time of the accident. Losing the sister he loved right before his eyes devastated him. Ever since then, he's buried himself in his research on time machines. He also became a quiet and meticulous, almost compulsive note-taker around then.
He seems so stiff and robotic. I had no idea he was carrying all that around inside him.
Master Soren has abandoned the company business and spends all his time on inventions. As the family butler, I am truly concerned. I believe it is high time he let go of the past.
Hey, Nick, what are you doing here?
Larry?
Oh man, Edgy gave me a heck of a hard time.
Larry, what are you doing here?
I came to promote my new character, Cupid Lilith. I was hoping Sprocket Aviation would do some kind of tie-in with me for it. Well, I didn't know Larry was such an aggressive businessman. You could learn a thing or two from Nick. Why don't you promote your agency to them?
Now's not exactly the time for that, in case you haven't noticed.
See, and this is why you'll never be rich.
Actually, Larry, I've been meaning to ask you something. You were there on the Flying Chapel yesterday, right?
What was I there?
What were you doing there?
Nothing.
Whatever it was, I bet it wasn't anything to be proud of. But never mind that. Did you see anything that had to do with the case? Scratch that. Let's start with, you weren't involved in this case, were you? Larry.
Hey, he took off.
I just knew it. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Come on, Maya, after him. Oh, are you leaving so soon? We, have to run. Thank you for making time for us. I know you have to investigate. Please try to spare the family's feelings as you do. Yes, of course.
Where is he going? Who actually knows? Out here.
September 21st, Sprocket Park, mooring dock. There he is. Hey, Larry!
Hey there, friend. Fancy meeting you here.
There's nothing fancy about it. All we did was follow you. So tell me, Larry, why did you run away like that?
Me? I don't know what you're talking about. A bolt of inspiration for writing the picture book hit me and I had to run is all. It was like a epiphany, you dig?
Right.
He's just going to keep on playing dumb, isn't he, Nick?
Come on, Larry. I know you were on that airship, so what did you see?
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. I was never on that stupid airship. Hey, we have proof. We found your wallet or whatever.
Cyclops.
Say something.
The spiritual power of this Magatama allows me to see these mystical locks that appear when someone is trying to hide something from me. They're called Cyclops, and when I see them, I simply present the Magatama to try my hand at breaking them. And if I can unlock them, I'm sure I'll finally get a straight answer out of him.
Take that!
Alright.
What Larry is hiding? This is no time for games, Larry. I will find out what you're hiding.
I'm telling you, Nick, you got it all wrong. I've got nothing to do with this case whatsoever.
Come on, Larry. Even a baby could see through such a blatant and obvious lie. Nothing whatsoever, huh? If you weren't involved, Larry, then you wouldn't have been involved with this person.
Take that!
You're the one who brought Ellen into my office in the first place. And all those cops. Nothing to do with this case whatsoever isn't going to cut it this time, Larry. If you have to lie, at least do a better job of it.
Don't diss me, Nick. If you're so convinced I'm lying, let me ask you this. What makes you think I was on that stupid old airship anyway? Let me see some proof, if you've got any.
Doubling down, are you? Fine. You want proof, Larry? Here's proof that you were on that airship.
Take that!
Oh. This is your business card wallet, isn't it, Larry? I found it in the reception hall. Time to come clean, Larry Butts. What exactly are you hiding?
Alright, fine, you got me. I'll tell you everything.
Larry, what were you doing on that airship anyway?
Well, I went there to deliver the welcome to our wedding sign they ordered from me.
Huh? I didn't know you took on real jobs like that, too.
Well, for your information, my weddings and welcome signs are very popular on the net.
And that's how you met Ellen.
I mean, I'd seen her in the photo for the welcome sign, but seeing her in person, the way she smiled at me and said thank you, I felt like I'd been hit by lightning.
And that's when you fell in love with somebody else's bride, huh? So, were you invited to the reception?
Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend? They wouldn't even let me get into the reception hall.
Smart move on their part, I'd say.
I got upset and started wandering around the airship. That must be when I dropped my business card wallet.
So, somebody else must have found it. And brought it to the reception hall then.
But you know what? I saw something incredible when I was on that flying chapel.
Like?
Get a load of this.
What the heck is this?
What do you mean, what is this? Isn't it obvious? It's a drawing. I sketched a picture of one of the cabins on the airship.
So, what's so incredible about a cabin?
Look at what was outside the window. It's one of those flying dinosaurs, a real live pterodactyl.
That's really visibly the weird lake that with the part that broke off.
I looked out the cabin window and there it was, just flying out there. You can see it right there. Right behind him. That airship traveled through time, I tell you.
What?
What? When I told that Pierce Butler guy about it, he told me to never mention it to anybody ever again.
But why would he try to keep you from spouting what is clearly just nonsense?
Maybe Sprocket Aviation is secretly developing a time machine.
No way.
Nick, this case is totally amazing. Larry, you didn't tell Mr. Edgeworth about this, did you? Of course not. Daddy would just roll his eyes and think I was off my rocker. I didn't even tell him I was wandering around on the airship. I told him I met Ellie at the mooring dock and we ran away together.
Yeah, I can see Edgeworth's eyes rolling right out of his head when had he heard about this. Larry's drawing added to the court record. Drawing Larry made from inside a cabin. It shows a pterodactyl flying outside the window. So Larry also experienced the time slip somehow. But how was that possible?
Hey, Nick. I'll be taking my card wallet back now, if you don't mind.
Business card wallet swiped back by Larry. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, this is for you.
What is it?
It's a picture of the hold. I took it when I was wandering around on the airship.
You're not supposed to be able to get in there. Oh, there's those flowers. Guess they just didn't use them. And we have over here the Lady Bull or whatever.
See, there's Ellie right there in the middle.
The hold?
Yeah, see, it's right here on this diagram.
Okay, so now I know where the hold is, but what was Ellen doing there?
Well, they were using it as a prepping area for the reception.
I see. And around when did you take this?
Before the reception, I took it while Ellie was getting everything ready.
So this was taken before the incident occurred. I don't know if it'll be of any help, but thanks for this anyway. Photo of hold added to the court record. Photo of the hold stealthily taken by Larry. Ellen can be seen near the center. By the way, Larry, I heard that the door to the hold is controlled by a security system. So how do you get in there?
That's a trade secret. Can't tell you.
And let's just keep on coming. Well, I guess that's basically a wrap on the investigation.
Not quite, Nick. I want to meet Ellen, too.
Oh, that's right. You haven't met her yet, have you? Okay, let's head over to the detention center then so you can say hi. September 21st, detention center, visitor's room. Volleyball.
No, why?
Please understand that this is in Master Soren's best interest. Sounds like Ellen's busy talking with someone. The next president cannot be married to a criminal who disgraced Rocket Aviation. Miss Ellen, I need you to forget about this marriage. Pardon us, if it isn't Mr. Right. So, their marriage is definitely off. There's no other choice. You cannot have a criminal in the family. For the sake of Master Soren and the Sprocket family, this is what's best.
No. In that case, what if Nick here proved Ellen's innocence? Then you wouldn't have a criminal in the family, right?
I suppose you are right, but I am afraid that will be impossible.
That's not true. Not for Nick. He may look like a nobody, but he can do some pretty amazing things.
I don't take cases on lightly. So rest assured, I will prove her innocence. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I understand your name is quite well known in the judicial world. For better or for worse. Pierce, I want you to promise me this. If I can prove Ellen's innocence, then you won't stand in the way of Soren and Ellen's marriage. Very well. Not even the most talented lawyer in the world can change reality itself. The reality is, Miss Ellen is guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. I believe that's where you're wrong, Pierce.
I'm clean. I swear I am. Obsessively, compulsively clean. Just as clean as pure as this pure white dress.
Fine, you have my word, but you will be the one to regret this promise.
Why?
I didn't stake anything on it. Now, if you will excuse me. Now I have all the more reason to win this case. Ellen, we finished our investigation, and we'd like to talk to you about what we found. Okay, so what did you find out? In the course of our investigation, we heard that you had been seen standing in front of the victim with the murder weapon in your hands.
It was what it looked like. It's true, I was holding the murder weapon. But when I found him, he was already dead. I panicked. And I was hoping I could go back in time again, like I'd done earlier. So I picked up the timekeeper from the pedestal and brought it over without thinking.
You were so desperate, you were ready to try anything, huh? Unfortunately, that sort of behavior makes you an easy target for the prosecution.
No.
And as for your little trip through time, none of your in-laws could confirm your story, I'm afraid.
I see.
The only exception is Larry. He said he saw something.
Really? What did he see?
Can't say I quite believe it myself, but Larry claims he saw something incredible. He claims he saw a pterodactyl flying outside the airship.
What?
Not only that, but apparently Pierce Nickledy told Larry to keep quiet about it.
Why would Pierce do such a thing?
Larry's theories that Sprocket Aviation is developing something in secret. A time machine, to be exact.
You think that's why nobody would confirm my story? Because it's a secret?
Hush. That's a cat food alarm. I'll have to do something in a minute. I really don't know. But, speaking of your in-laws, we did manage to find your key card at Sprocket Manor. One of your in-laws said he'd keep an eye on it for you.
Oh, thank goodness. I lost it while I was getting things ready for the reception. I'd looked everywhere for it. I'm so glad you found it.
At least they're tears of joy this time, for a change.
Well, Nick, looks like you have to prove the existence of time travel in court tomorrow.
You're too close.
That's right. I swear that Mr. Gloomsbury was being killed. I was busy traveling back through time.
Great. With Stodgy Skeptic Edgeworth at the helm for prosecution tomorrow, we're really gonna have our work cut out for us.
Be continued. With that and with the cat alarm going off, it would probably do well. I don't know how. The problem with the cats is one cat has like issues with digestion. He has special food, but he keeps trying to eat the other cat's food. His food's fine. The other cats don't care about his. They don't like it. But he wants to eat their food. And so it can't just be left down where he can reach it, because that's not good for him. It's like someone has to keep an eye on the cat while the other cats while he's eating while they're eating their food. Hollipaw's food is in here, which is fine. I can keep an eye on it from right where I'm sitting. But Zuko, not so much. I don't know. But I'll be back. I'll feed the cats. I'll reheat my heating pad because I'm cold. I'll be back in a minute.
don't have anything for you. You can't just stand in the doorway. I have to shut that. Yeah. That's not yours. I will feed you once I'm done with this, I think. Yeah. Whoa. Poor boy. Now I'm shutting the door. The other door's open, so you could go that way. If you wish to leave. He's my pretty, pretty boy. Are you coming to go? You're gonna come and hang out? Oh, hi. My J-Pon has put his paws on my leg. What a sweet little kitty. You're so cute. Nothing is up here though. Puppy is still on this chair. Nice chair for J-Pon. Nice comfy. No, you don't want it. I returned. Gotten Holly Paws food. The other two are just gonna kinda have to wait until I'm done streaming to ensure that J-Paw's food does not get eaten whenever the dog gets up. And that J-Paw does not eat Zuko's food. Whatever. Let's get back into the game. We'll start up the trial then. How long was I out there? Ooh, like 10 minutes. September 22nd, 8:45 a.m. District Court, Defendant's Lobby, number 3. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Ellen. I see you're still wearing your wedding gown, and I will continue to wear it until our marriage is saved. Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you think he came to see how she's holding up? So sorry, my love. You came all the way to the courthouse just to see me? I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. Blueprints. The engine blueprints. I can't find them. Do you know where they are? Oh, they're in your room. It's the third shelf from the bottom, the right-hand side. Oh, I see. He's leaving already? Don't tell me he came just to ask about some stupid blueprints. Is he really that cold of a person? Or is that just how he comes off, I wonder? What about me, Soren? Helen, he's back. Come home soon. I'm lost without you. Soren. Later. Looks like showing your vulnerabilities is the fastest way to capturing a woman's heart. You should take notes on this, Nick. Please leave me out of this. Anyway, it looks like Soren isn't big on words, but it's clear that he cares about Ellen. Knowing that, I actually feel kind of relieved. Mr. Wright. I just absolutely can't be found guilty, you hear? Don't worry. I'm going to do everything I can to prove your innocence. Thank you, Mr. Wright. The trial's about to start, sir. Edgeworth. Only him, he's not going to yield an inch. So I've just got to fight with everything I've got and save Ellen. September 22nd, 9 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 6. Court is now in session. All rise. Court is now in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Why'd you take off your glasses? Do you need those? Seeing so many familiar faces gathered together like this, I feel as though I'm at a grand reunion. Makes me want to go out for dinner and a drink and reminisce with all of you.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I was dying for a real burger the whole time I was away.
We could make it a welcome back party for Maya. How about it, Edgeworth? I have no intention of cavorting with my enemies. Now then, Your Honor, let us start this trial at once. Oh, still not one for light-hearted banter, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? Jokes and good humor are beyond worthless in a court of law.
Guess we'll just have to wait to have the party without him then.
However, right after the conclusion of this trial, I might consider joining you for your little welcome back party. I certainly wouldn't mind an invite at the very least.
He's still as emotionally constipated as ever, I see.
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please go over the details of this case for us. The victim was Dunmus Gloomsbury, a servant in the Sprocket household. He was in attendance at the wedding reception that occurred from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mr. Gloomsbury apparently felt some animosity toward Ellen Wyatt, and so, a bit after the reception ended at 10 p.m., he assaulted Miss Wyatt with the intent to kill her. The defendant fought back and ended up killing Mr. Gloomsbury. In other words, it was justified self-defense, correct? If that's the case, then the defendant might not be criminally responsible. He's right. Worst case scenario, I could go for self-defense to avoid the criminal charge. Oh, Edgeworth plans to counter that, though. Prosecution's first witness will make my view on the matter clear, Your Honor. Very well. Bailiff, please bring in the first witness. Alright, who we got? Hello? Oh, yes, that makes sense. It just keeps showing people's shoes, and I'm like, oh, I don't know who this is. I don't know their shoes. I can't see them. Why are you yelling? Zuko! Zuko, how about you come in here? Please state your name and occupation, witness.
I'm Skye, forensic investigator. And I'd just like to say, sir, that being in the same courtroom as you is a great honor.
Oh, that's right. You're a fan of Edgeworth's, aren't you, Emma?
We're good friends and all, Mr. Wright. But just this once, I intend to faithfully and fully testify for the prosecution. And I do mean that wholeheartedly.
I expect no less from you.
Yes, sir. I'm going to do my very best. Looks like you lost the popularity contest to Mr. Edgeworth, Nick. I could really care less. Besides, I'll see who's the better lawyer once I win this trial.
Yeah, maybe then you'll actually really, maybe then you'll actually really care less.
Now, Detective Sky, if you please. Running down at the case. The murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper. The victim was hit with it from behind, and he fell over right into the lantern. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body, holding the murder weapon. The victim was struck twice, by the way. He was struck twice. That's right. There's no mistake about it. The first blow was to the back of the victim's head. It was hard enough to knock him unconscious. Yet, despite the fact that he had been immobilized by the first blow, the defendant delivered a second, fatal blow to the side of the victim's head. Which means what exactly? I figured it would go right over your head. Let's put it this way. By striking of the victim a second time, the defendant killed her last chance to escape from any criminal wrongdoing. She did, but how, Mr. Edgeworth? The defendant may have been fighting back because she was being attacked. However, she then went on to deliver a fatal blow to a man who was already fully unconscious.
Nick, is he saying what I think he is?
I don't feel so well. And thus, Mr. Wright has justified self-defense. Thus, Mr. Wright has justified self-defense been removed from the table. The prosecution intends to prove that the defendant killed the victim with murderous intent.
Ooh. The outlines of your brow line over your one eye is not enough. It looks real off.
Allow me to belatedly submit the victim's autopsy report. So that's why he was acting all smug. Well, more smug than usual.
It's fine, right? It's not like we were going to plead self-defense anyway, right?
Right, but now the judge has a negative impression of Ellen. He may not get to prosecute much anymore, but he definitely hasn't lost his touch. Autopsy report added to the court record. Pillsbury's head shows signs of being hit twice. The timekeeper was used as the murder weapon. Well then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Well, I'd like to take a closer look at that autopsy report, see if there's any more details. Time of death, September 20th, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhage from a strong blow to the head. One contusion was found on the back of the head and one on the side. The blows were caused by the same weapon. The murder weapon was a clock called the Timekeeper.
Hold it!
Are you completely sure the murder weapon was the Timekeeper? Yes, completely. The shape of the injury on the victim's head matches up with that of the Timekeeper. And it's definitely heavy enough to kill someone with. But would the defendant have been able to pick up and swing something so heavy?
I tried it myself, and I was able to lift it up just fine.
Maybe you're just freakishly strong?
Excuse me, Mr. Wright? I'll have you know that people on the force know me as the dainty forensic investigator.
Sorry, but really, you're hardly a delicate flower. Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. Save your antics for after the trial, if you know how. Yes, sir. It won't happen again, sir. Moving on. The victim was hit with it from behind, and he fell over, right into the lantern.
Hold it!
The defendant was fighting back against the victim, right? If so, wouldn't she have hit him from the front and not from behind? The victim must have tried to run once Miss Wyatt started fighting back. That's probably when he got hit from behind. I see. Thus the blow to the back of his head. The defendant must have looked awfully scary when she was brandishing that clock. I don't know about that. Regardless of how scary Ellen looked, the victim was definitely hit from behind. May I go on? Yes, of course. Please do. The defendant was spotted then, standing in front of the body, holding the murder weapon.
Hold it!
But that's only because she was so panicked when she found the body, that she tried to use the timekeeper to go back in time.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, do you have any idea how absurd you sound? But Miss Wyatt really believed she could travel through time with that clock. You really should have come up with a more credible story, you know. Yes, I agree. Me three, but that's all I've got to go on. Anyway, under the circumstances, the only conclusion we can draw is that the defendant killed the victim. And the victim was struck twice, by the way.
Hold it!
Miss Wyatt must have had a chance to escape after she struck the victim the first time. So why would she stick around and hit him with such a heavy object again? Well, about that. Allow me to explain. Why did she strike him again indeed? To finish off the victim, of course. This very act clearly shows that she had every intention of killing Mr. Gloomsbury.
But Miss Wyatt would never do a thing like that.
And let's see some evidence that disproves my theory.
Are you going to just stand there and take that from him, Nick?
I can't refute his claim head on, so I'll have to approach it from a different angle. Well, looks like we won't be going anywhere until we can refute Edgeworth's claim.
This is so exciting. We haven't taken on Mr. Edgeworth in ages.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick, go get him. Now go get him.
Don't need to rush me, Maya. Alright, I'd better start by comparing Emma's testimony with the evidence we have. Look for any glaring inconsistencies. I'm guessing that's the problem, because... how do I prove it? I mean, the pieces are on top of him. That's something. Also, the blood on the handle... It's visible in this, but it's not really pointed out very precisely. None of this other stuff seems any good. Collapsed inside one of the peggable lanterns, scattered in the body, flower petals, note, broken parts of the lantern.
Objection!
Okay. Detective Skye, I'm afraid I have to apologize in advance.
For what?
For embarrassing you in front of your idol.
What do you mean?
If you take a look at this photo of the crime scene, you'll see that the victim is lying on his back. And if the victim had been hit from behind, as you claim, And he should have fallen over into the lantern face down. It's not enough to simply take someone's sign, Detective Sky, even if it's Mr. Edgeworth's. Oh. There does appear to be a flaw in Detective Sky's testimony.
Mr. Wright, if you think I'm going to just back down right now, then you're sadly mistaken.
Emma's unusually fired up today.
Don't forget, she's in front of her hero, Nick. And if the Steel Samurai came to watch this trial, I'd want to do my absolute best too. Listen, Mr. Wright. It's entirely possible that the defendant moved the victim's body after he fell over. In that case, there wouldn't be any contradiction, right?
Indeed. That was an excellent counter-argument, Detective.
You can count on me, sir. So, what do you have to say to that, Mr. Wright?
Is it possible that the victim's body was moved after he fell into the lantern? Look at this stuff on top of him. Sorry, Detective, but there's no way the victim's body was moved after his death.
Oh, really? And what makes you so sure?
One look at this here, and it should become obvious.
Take that!
Those broken bits of the lantern?
Yes, if the body had been moved after the fact, these fragments would have fallen off of it. But as you can clearly see, they're lying perfectly undisturbed on top of the body. This means that the victim must have been lying face up from before the lantern even broke.
You're right! But wait a minute, if that's true, then when was the victim killed? I mean, the lantern was still whole during the reception, right?
Right, which means we've just overturned a major assumption about this case. And the victim was already dead before the lantern was even broken, and the body must have been inside the lantern since before the reception started. In other words, the defense asserts that the victim was killed before the wedding reception.
What?
In short, when Miss Wyatt was seen standing in front of the body after the reception, it wasn't the moment just after the murder was committed. It was the moment she happened to discover the body, just as Miss Wyatt claims.
Objection!
Whether the act was committed before or after the reception is entirely inconsequential. After all, it was the defendant who prepared the reception hall for the event in question. Therefore, when the murder occurred changes nothing with regard to her guilt. She could have killed the victim before the reception, as you claim, and then tried to hide the body in the lantern after the event ended.
Objection!
Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, where would the body have been hidden during the reception in your scenario? That's... Even you have to admit, Mr. Edgeworth, that this has opened up a new possibility. Do explain, Mr. Wright. Well, if Miss Wyatt didn't commit the crime in the reception hall, then that means someone, somewhere, put the victim's body into the lantern. I suppose that makes sense. A dead body couldn't have put itself in there. Exactly, Your Honor. In other words, if the murder actually occurred before the reception, it opens up the possibility that it was killed somewhere else. If the body was hidden inside the lantern, then it's possible that the body was moved along with it from somewhere else.
Oh, you're right.
You can run that mouth of yours all you want. But do you have any evidence to support what's coming out of it, Mr. Wright? Of course I do. I think the answer lies in that piece of evidence, and in something that was left at the crime scene that will point us to where the victim was really killed. Very well, Mr. Wright. In that case, what proved that the lantern and the body were moved from somewhere else? Suppose you want to point out the flowers? Well.
Take that!
No. This proves that the murder took place somewhere other than the reception hall. Afraid I can't say that I follow. That piece of evidence won't help you make your point, Nick. Another pointless piece of evidence from a senseless attorney. To me. Finds this piece wasn't convincing enough. There must be something else that would be easier for the judge to understand. You want me to point out the petals on here? It does say the petals in the description.
Take that!
Look at the petals. The photo of the victim again? Yes. I'd like the court to focus on this thing right here.
Take that!
Flower petals, Mr. Wright? These petals are from a kind of flower that were not present in the reception hall. This means they must have gotten into the lantern when it was somewhere else. And just where do you propose the somewhere else to be, Mr. Wright? I propose that this piece of evidence will tell us where the flower petals came from. Just got them in the wrong.
Take that!
Please take a look at the flowers in this picture in the hold. Notice how their petals are of the same shape as the petals in the crime scene photo? Yes, I see. They do look to be from the same kind of flower.
Objection!
Is that really all you've got? A flower is a flower is a flower. They're all the same. I'd hardly call what you presented compelling evidence. I'm afraid I couldn't disagree with you more, Mr. Edgeworth. I gave a flower of this type to my lovely wife once when we were young, so I can assure you that this is very meaningful and compelling evidence indeed. The soundness of my judgment in this matter is backed by nothing less than pure love. But Your Honor... Let it go, Mr. Edgeworth. It's clear that you don't know much about flowers. It's not like you have anyone you'd actually give any to, after all. Mean to him. But maybe you should study up on them, just in case the opportunity presents itself. This is from a man that only knows the names of 3 types of flowers. That's hardly relevant to the case at hand. The defense asserts that it's highly probable that the victim was killed in the hold. If the body was then placed in the lantern and moved to the reception hall for some reason, it would completely destroy the prosecution's case. And you mean the body was... Yes, the victim's body was... inside the lantern during the entire beautiful wedding reception, while the defendant and her betrothed were celebrating their love. What?
Objection!
Your smooth talk might work on His Honor, but it won't work on me. What are you talking about now? Take another look at all the evidence and you'll soon see what I mean. I wish you would just tell me already. Detective Sky, I'm sure you've already figured out what I'm talking about, correct? Of course, sir. Of course, sir. Mr. Wright is the only one here who hasn't. Why don't you leave this to me, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, let's see what you can do. Detective Sky, please give your testimony to this court. The prosecution's rebuttal. The victim could not have been killed before the reception. The autopsy reports state that the estimated time of death was after the reception. And that estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could be wrong. It's clear Mr. Bloomsbury was killed after the reception. And that completely contradicts your claim. I guess so. You took at least a cursory glance at the autopsy report, Mr. Wright. I did. It appears you've grown rusty since our last outing. But I suggest you go back and brush up on the basics. Sure. Oh, I must say, you're as cocky as ever, Mr. Edgeworth. Beg your pardon. What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? I'm just saying that I'll go back to basics if that's what Mr. Edgeworth wants. I'll prove how badly he's underestimating me with a good old-fashioned cross-examination. Very well, let's see you put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Wright. Prosecution's rebuttal. The victim could not have been killed before the reception.
Hold it!
You sound pretty certain. You must have some solid grounds for making that claim, right? Of course I do. And you're going to feel silly when I show you what they are. Ready? Feast your eyes on this. The autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was after the reception.
Hold it!
I've read the autopsy report too, you know. Then you don't need me to explain it to you, right? How there's no way the victim could have been killed before the reception, I mean. Detective Sky, I think you've overlooked something big. I have? Why don't you take another look at the evidence? But I've already looked at all the evidence, and quite carefully too, I'll have you know. Oh, you're talking about the picture, aren't you? There's a clock in it. What's it say? Like 4 or 5, looks like. Roundabout. Detective Sky, do not be taken in by his verbal antics. He is simply bluffing, as always. Right, sir. And that estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could be wrong.
Hold it!
Is it possible that the culprit did something to obscure the real time of death? No, not in this case. There was no snow or anything to keep the body from decomposing. And there's no fridge on that airship big enough to fit a body into. So you've already checked into that. I see. It all comes down to the estimated time of death, doesn't it? Couldn't the killer mess with the victim's time of death by keeping the body on ice? Yeah, if they had the means to. Prosecution is treating the estimated time of death as an absolute. But is it really? I take it you don't think it is, huh, Nick? In that case, we're going to have to find a way to convince him otherwise. Yeah, there's gotta be a way somehow. Look at this clock.
Objection!
No. Is it the other statement? The witness's statement is inconsistent with this piece of evidence. That's right. Would you care to tell this court what % you're sure of your claim?
Why, of course, 9, but 100, well, 9, well, maybe 80-ish. Would you accept 50%? Mr. Wright, I won't have such half-hearted bluffing in my courtroom. Your Honor. I recommend that the defense be penalized with 100% severity. Oh, I intend to, Mr. Edgeworth. Be sure of that. As I can't say I deserve 0% of that. Unless you want, there's no way it could be wrong. That doesn't make sense. I'm not necessarily arguing that time is wrong, I'm saying that reception time is wrong.
Objection!
That's not working. Look at the clock. Look at the clock. Look at this clock.
Objection!
What do you mean? What are you talking about if not the clock? Not have been killed before the reception. States it was after the reception. 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhage from a strong blow to the head. Right. Are there clocks in any other pictures? I'm not, like, reading the clock wrong, right? The hour hand would be, like, almost 5 a.m. it looks like. Provided the clock is working properly? Or if that is a clock at all, actually. It's occurring to me, it looks much like those pressure meters also. It doesn't have any numbers on it. Have I misidentified this object? When did they even find the body, also? Barking, yelling cats. You... The dog is barking. That's a clock, right? It looks like a clock. I thought it was a clock when I saw it when I was actually in there also. No one, like, pointed it out, but... AM to 1 AM. Ooh, look at the clock.
Objection!
Please. What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the problem then? The victim could not have been killed before the reception. That's what we want to argue with, I suppose. The autopsy report states that the estimated time of death was after the reception.
The estimated time of death is correct. There's no way it could be wrong. Okay, he was saying something about looking closely at a piece of evidence.
Hold it!
I read it. Let me explain it to you. Victor Sky. I think you've overlooked something big. Why don't you take another look at the evidence? I've already looked at it quite carefully. Look. Fog. A lantern. Alright. What am I missing here? That's not gonna help. My best guess is that's not a clock. I've misidentified that object, and I need to look at something else. What am I... Oh wait, you were talking about the dry ice.
Objection!
I admit that the estimated time of death does contradict my theory. Finally! And that means your theory that the victim was killed before the reception is still entirely plausible. Huh? What makes you think that? Killer could have falsified the time of death by using a certain item in the reception hall. Please take a look at this. And what is that contraption, Mr. Wright? It's a fog machine, Your Honor, used to create a special romantic atmosphere in the hall. And this machine could have been used to falsify the time of death. Yes, Your Honor, because this machine uses dry ice to perform its magic. Dry ice? Ah, yes, the super cold stuff commonly used to make theatrical fog, right? I see, so your claim is that this dry ice was used to keep the body cold. Oh. In that case, I guess the victim could have been killed before the reception. Order in this court. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this development? That the victim was killed in the hold before the wedding reception. The prosecution acknowledges the possibility of this claim. Now we're getting somewhere. The prosecution would also like to thank you, Mr. Wright. Huh? For what? I didn't know how a certain piece of evidence fit into this case, but now, thanks to you, I do. What piece of evidence? To get into the hold, one needs a key card like this one. And here we have a record of those who entered the hold with such key cards. Miss Bloomsbury, Pierce Nickledy, and Ellen Wyatt. The times aren't specified, but these are the last 3 entries on the day of the murder. And as you can see, the last person to enter the hold that day was the defendant. What? So the one who moved the body out of the hold must have been... That's right, it was none other than the defendant. Old entry record added to the court record. A record of the key cards used to access the airship hold. Hey, Nick, take a look at this entry record. There are a couple of other names on here besides Ellen's. Hey, you're right. One's the victim, which makes sense. If we're saying he was killed down there, he had to go there. Also, the butler. According to the entry record, Mr. Edgeworth, Pierce Nicody had also gone into the hold. Isn't it possible that he could have been the culprit?
Objection!
Sorry, but Mr. Nicody was escorting a few of the guests at the time. I'm sure they would be happy to testify to that fact if you'd like. Make me cocky all you'd like, Mr. Wright, but my confidence is rarely misplaced. Ugh. Now then, it's probably safe to assume that after killing the victim in the hold, the defendant moved his body to the hall in order to dispose of it discreetly. What do you mean by discreetly? The defendant volunteered to take care of the reception's cleanup personally. That means she would have had the chance to dispose of anything in any way she wanted, including taking the lantern off the airship without raising any suspicion. Don't tell me you didn't know about Miss Wyatt volunteering for cleanup duty, Mr. Wright. No, I know. My last task as a servant of the Sprockets household, I offered to take on the preparation and cleanup of the reception banquet. I see. Ugh. Look at you, sweating buckets like a rookie, even after all these years. Nevertheless, thank you for proving that the only person who could have killed the victim in the hold is Ellen Wyatt. Ugh. Great job, Phoenix. Now we're back to square one. Perhaps you should ask Miss Sykes for some help in reviewing Defense for Dummies. Way to go, sir. You've got Mr. Wright in a cold sweat. I wonder if maybe the promise of seeing that miserable look on his face is what brought me back to court today. It certainly made all my stress and woes as chief prosecutor just melt away. I guess he had a lot of stress built up. I'll give him something to stress over before we're through today. Your Honor, the prosecution asks that you render your verdict at this time. Before that man over there tries to throw the court into chaos with his meaningless bluffs. I see. Mr. Wright, are there any last meaningful bluffs you'd like to present to this court? Why did you have to assume it'll be a bluff?
Nick, hurry up and throw a good one out there.
I will. Well, alright then, let's see. I've got it. How do you know it was Miss Wyatt who used her keycard? After all, if it turns out that somebody else used her card, it would mean Miss Wyatt didn't do it. Interesting. And are you able to prove this bluff to be true? I assure you I'm not bluffing, Your Honor. Well, now what?
Wait a minute, Nick. I can think of a certain somebody who might have used Ellen's keycard.
You can.
Remember? The one who was sneaking around the hold in spite of not being a family member?
Oh, that's right. Your Honor, the defense would like to call a certain witness to the stand. I need the testimony of this person who may have entered the hold with Miss Wyatt's card.
Take that!
That's your witness. Are you saying that numbskull was on the airship? He never breathed a word about that to me. That's not surprising, because Mr. Nicody told him to keep quiet about it. But Mr. Butts himself admitted it to me. He claimed to have found a way to sneak into the Flying Chapel's hold to see Miss Wyatt. This photo he took and gave me is proof. So then, was it he who moved the lantern with the body inside it to the reception hall? You know as well as I that with him, anything is possible. And this is one possibility we should definitely look into. I can't believe this. What in the world is he doing mixed up in this? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Remember what we've been saying since elementary school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. Exactly. Oh, but Larry, he'll pay for this.
Zuko! He's just standing in the hallway, wailing.
Well, if you want to extract your payment now, he's right up there in the gallery.
Yikes! Bailiff sees the witness before he makes a run for it. No! Why does this stuff always happen to me?
Sorry, Larry, but you brought this on yourself. Let us break for a 15-minute recess. I ask that both sides prepare for the next witness testimony during this time.
Wow.
September 22nd, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Wow, it's been a while since I've had this much fun and excitement. A face-off against Mr. Edgeworth, a harrowing tightrope walk for the defense.
Whew. I am exhausted already.
Boss, I'm here for moral support.
Athena, aren't you all done practicing for Trucy's magic show?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I sorta ran away. But that's because she was putting my life in danger, I tell you.
I see. I think I'll need to have a one-on-one with her. You're really athletic and fit, Athena, so Trucy probably thinks she can run you ragged.
That may be true, which is why not even Trucy can keep up with me when I run at full speed. Looks like you spoke too soon, Athena. Never underestimate the resourcefulness of a great magician. Huh? Magical girl Trucy Wright is on scene. No. Now, Athena, it's time to practice human combustion magic. Go on, douse yourself in this gasoline. But don't worry, it's a magic trick after all, so it's perfectly safe. Run away! Hey, you're not getting off that easily. They get along so well, don't they? It reminds me of the good old days. You, me, and Pearly. Oh, and Detective Gumshoe. Can't forget him.
It's been a while since we've seen him. Like a long while. Like, investigations too.
We had all kinds of fun at the crime scenes back then, remember?
Leaving me to do all the serious investigating, as I recall. Court will soon be back in session, Mr. Wright. Right, thank you.
So, Larry's the next witness, right? I can't wait to see what happens.
Sadly, I can already imagine it. September 22nd, District Court, courtroom number 6. Court will now reconvene.
Kedgie! The two of you are gonna hang me out to dry, aren't you?
No, not the both of us. just Mr. Right.
Nick, how could you?
I don't really think he did it, of course, but I've got to use whatever leads I can. Mr. Butts, there's a possibility that you moved the lantern that had the dead body in it. So if you want to clear yourself of any suspicion, all you have to do is testify. Now then, your testimony, please, witness.
Nick is a jerk face. Nick, you big fat stinking jerk! How can you doubt your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school. Well, get this, pal. Our friendship's over.
That's not a testimony. Well, go ahead, Mr. Wright. He's all yours.
Why me?
You're the one who called him to the stand, so it's your responsibility. Thanks, old chum.
Can't none of you show me a little respect? Even just a shred?
You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright. I would if there were any testimony to cross-examine.
You big fat stinking jerk!
Hold it!
Come on, Larry. Can't you please give me something real to work with?
Don't think I don't know about your tricks. If I say something careless, you're gonna shove some evidence at me with a loud objection. It's a super smug look on your face.
Yeah, well, that is my job.
If I get found guilty, how are you gonna take responsibility for what you've done?
Why should I take responsibility for just doing my job?
You heartless jerk! Do you have any compassion for me? How can you doubt your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school.
Hold it!
I'm sorry, Mr. Butts, but if it wasn't Miss Wyatt that entered the hold with that card, then you're the most likely suspect.
Nick, are you seriously doubting the innocence of your old childhood friend?
Well, technically yes, but it isn't personal, I assure you.
Oh, a true friend would believe in me no matter what. Can't you see my tears? Don't they mean anything to you? Nick.
You don't really think you can cry your way out of this, do you?
Okay, fine. In that case. Well, get this, pal. Our friendship's over.
Hold it!
Larry, listen to me.
Shut up! I'm not talking to you anymore.
This is getting us nowhere. Come off it, Larry. If you don't quit fooling around and start testifying, Miss Wyatt will be found guilty.
For real?
If no new information comes out of this cross-examination, then yes, Mr. Butts, for real. Not that I would have a problem with that myself. Larry, just tell us the truth already. Did you or didn't you go into the hold and move a lantern up to the reception hall?
I never moved any bull lantern, I tell ya.
Bull lantern.
What? Did I say something weird?
You...
Zuko!
Is he being picked up on this? I listened back to one thing one time and he definitely was at that point. Not that...
Who knows? You told me that you didn't attend the wedding reception.
Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend? They wouldn't even let me into the reception hall. Yeah, so what?
No, that's odd. No one in this courtroom ever mentioned the sex of the lantern that was moved. So how could you know that it was a bull lantern?
You didn't have to actually go to the reception to know that. Anyone could tell there were two Pegables by looking at the Flying Chapel's pamphlet.
All I can tell right now is that there's a strong sense of bull in the air here. Please add that last statement to your testimony, Mr. Butts.
Anyone could tell there were two Pegables by looking at the Flying Chapel's pamphlet.
Hold it!
Seriously, Larry. If you're hiding something, you'd better fess up now.
I'm telling you, I don't know nothing. Why do you have to doubt me so much?
Why? Because you're you. That's why.
Gee, you think Nick's being awful to me, don't you? See, you tell Nick what a big meanie he is.
I would if I thought he was being one.
Not you two. Why doesn't anybody ever take my side?
I wish I didn't have to doubt him. Something about what he just said doesn't add up.
You finally got a decent statement out of it, huh, Nick?
Yeah, finally. Sure took a lot of work, though. I hope all this leads somewhere. Incorrect.
Objection!
I want you to take a look at this, Mr. Butts. Because unfortunately for you, the pamphlet clearly shows a Pega cow and a Pega bull in their example diagram of the reception hall. But on that day, instead of putting a Pega cow and a Pega bull for the bride and groom, there were two male Pega bulls on display. Yet somehow, you knew there were two Pega bulls in the reception hall that day. There's only one way you'd know something like that, Larry. It was you who moved the Pega bull to the reception hall, wasn't it? No. Larry, you didn't. Mr. Butts, did you move the lantern containing the victim's body to the reception hall?
That's what it looks like. What? Wait, Nick. You don't think I'm the murderer, do you?
Maybe you and Mr. Gloomsbury were fighting over Miss Wyatt and you ended up killing him?
Maya, not you too. Look, I did sneak into the reception, but that's as far as I went. You know me, I wouldn't hurt a fly.
You snuck into the reception.
Yeah, sure, but some of the Sprocket men caught me and locked me up in one of the cabins. It was pretty awful, actually. But that's when I made that drawing of the parrot and the pterodactyl I showed you, Nick.
Stay on the Aerodactyl pay, Larry. Mr. Wright, not even you would take this farce that far, would you? We are talking about Larry. What do? Do I accuse Larry of being the true culprit?
Obviously not.
No, you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Butts didn't have a reason to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. He might have had an imaginary reason to kill Soren Sprocket, sure, but not Mr. Gloomsbury.
After all, he did steal Mr. Sprocket's bride and try to elope with her.
I try to steal somebody's pride doesn't make me a murderer.
I believe you, Larry. I don't think you killed anybody either. You would never do anything like that.
Nick, oh buddy, oh pal. I knew you'd come through for me.
Funny that, considering your sworn testimony just now, and that we were through. Mr. Butts, it's time you told the court the whole truth. Understood? Moving the lantern.
It's just like Nick said. I'm the one who moved the lantern.
Why'd you do that?
I was poking around in the reception hall before the main event and saw a lantern was broken. There was a note on it that said, exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen. So I decided to do Ellie a favor.
So you switched the lanterns before the reception, did you? And that means the victim really was killed before the reception. Broken lantern updated in the court record. Larry wheeled it from the hold to the reception hall before the reception began. Birds. It would appear that Mr. Butts completely fell for the defendant's scheme.
Scheme? What scheme?
This note from the defendant, exchanged with the one in the hold, Ellen. Mr. Butts moved the lantern with the body in it up to the reception hall because of this note. And thus, he has become a suspect in Mr. Gloomsbury's murder.
That second lantern did feel pretty heavy. I never would have thought there was a dead body in it.
What's a note like that doing on a lantern in the first place?
You've got it all wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. I left that note for myself. It was simply a reminder because I can be very forgetful.
Objection!
What a sorry excuse, Miss Wyatt. Prosecution contends this note shows one facet of the defendant's murderous plan. And you, Mr. Butts, you played right into Miss Wyatt's hands.
No way, Edgy. I don't believe it.
Objection!
Do you still really believe Miss Wyatt to be the culprit, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course, my stance on the matter remains unchanged.
So many birds out there. What are they doing? Just hanging out in the hedge.
If you think I'm wrong, then prove it to me, and prove it with your cross-examination. Gladly. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Moving the lantern.
It's just like Nick said. I'm the one who moved the lantern.
Hold it!
Why didn't you tell us that sooner?
Because I knew you guys were gonna be suspicious of me, that's why.
We're suspicious of you now because you tried to hide it. My thoughts exactly.
Well, now I've told you, Pappy. So how about letting me go?
No, not yet. We need you to stick around to sort a few things out.
Fine. I was poking around in the reception hall before the main event and saw a lantern was broken.
Hold it!
Broken how?
The lantern you swapped out was a female Pegamoo, a Pegacow, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Why did you replace a female lantern with a male one?
Because I was too busy trying not to get caught. I didn't have time to check for little details like that.
If you didn't want to get caught, you could have just left well enough alone, you know.
But whatever! Anyway, when I took a look at the broken lantern, I saw there was a note on it that said exchange with the one in the hole, Ellen.
Hold it!
That note wasn't addressed to you, was it?
Well, I guess not, but how could I let my dear sweet Ellie do all that hard physical labor on her own?
It's precisely that thought process that constantly gets you in trouble, Larry.
Besides, it was my big chance to show her how much I cared for her. So I decided to do Ellie a favor.
Hold it!
Nobody saw you the whole time while you were switching the lanterns?
Nope, I didn't get caught. Not that time, anyway.
Not that time.
Yeah, when I tried to sneak into the reception hall for the first time, I didn't have much luck. Those Sprocket guys spotted me and nabbed me.
All of my words are failing me right now.
Pretty exciting, don't you think?
Larry, you need help.
And then they locked me up in one of the cabins. Nick, what do you ask about stuff like this for, anyway? Shouldn't you be trying to prove Ellie's innocence?
Oh, was that statement of his important to the case? Mr. Butts trying to crash the reception and subsequently getting locked up in a cabin. I believe these might be important facts in this case, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Butts, please add that statement to your testimony. Wow.
I tried to sneak into the reception hall, but I got caught and locked up in a cabin.
Hold it!
So you got locked up. Then what happened?
I broke out. And I started looking for Ellie and wandered into the reception hall again. That's when I saw the broken lantern and replaced it.
Even after they caught you and locked you up, you still went looking for Miss Wyatt? But hold on a minute.
What is it, Nick?
Maya, doesn't something seem weird to you? Larry's saying you replaced the lantern after he broke out of the cabin.
That's right. Oh, wait. Huh? You're right, it doesn't make much sense, does it?
Mr. Wright, have you found an inconsistency in the witness's statement? Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. Mr. Butts moved the lantern after he broke out of the cabin, but that contradicts with this.
Is this when we want the picture?
As you can see that it's different back here, and presumably the reception was meant to be happening while he was locked up.
Take that!
And in what sense does that piece of evidence contradict with the statement?
It doesn't contradict it at all, does it?
Indeed.
What do you mean? Look at the bull.
No. Oh, don't mind me, Your Honor. It looks like I made a tiny mistake, that's all.
What do you mean?
Hold it!
Okay. What are you... Doesn't make much sense, does it?
I found an inconsistency in the witness's statement.
This thing? That wouldn't make sense. Something in here? When did he take this picture? Was it when he was swapping things out, or? I mean, this would have been prep work, right? So probably not. This?
Take that!
It doesn't... It's not penalizing me, but that's... Okay, what do you... I guess I can try this one.
Hold it! You replaced the lantern after he broke out of the cabin. Okay, what do we... Broke the lantern after he broke out of the cabin, but that contradicts with this. That's not helpful. Oh, the fact that he... Take that!
Is that... Yes, it's the broken lantern, Your Honor. It just said before the reception began. I was meanwhile trying to point out it was visually there. Whatever. Mr. Butts, what you're saying doesn't make any sense at all.
What? Why not?
You swapped the lanterns before the reception began, right?
Yeah, that's what I said, isn't it?
But you also just said that you swapped the lanterns after you got locked up in a cabin for trying to sneak into the reception. In other words, you're saying you swapped the lanterns both before the reception and after the reception took place. That certainly doesn't make any sense, does it? Mr. Butts, did you swap the lanterns before or after the reception? Which was it, before or after? There's a world of difference between the two. Well, Mr. Butts?
I guess I can't expect guides like you to understand. In a nutshell, it was both before and after the reception.
What,
I tried to sneak into the first reception and got locked up.
The first reception? Oh, I don't like where this is going.
Then, through the power of Ellie's pendant, the time got rewound and we went back to the time before the reception. It was after that when I replaced the lantern. It was both before the reception and after the reception. Get it? We went back in time to before the reception. So, of course, the reception would take place one more time after that, right? That's why what I said makes perfect sense.
Mr. Wright, what in the world is the witness talking about? Has he developed some sort of intellectual ailment that I'm not aware of since I saw him last? Well...
None of the sprockets seem to remember the time skip, but I do. And Ellie remembers it too. I think the power of our love for each other made that miracle happen.
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but could you please translate this man's gibberish so the rest of us can understand? So now I have to be the one to explain about this whole time travel thing.
Go on, Nick. I know you can do it.
Looks like you don't have much choice, Nick.
Heck with it. I can't lose any more of my dignity today anyway.
The defendant, Miss Ellen Wyatt, has told the defense the following strange story. She said that after the reception ended, she was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. She claims that, as she was being assaulted, she made a wish upon her pendant. Please, take me back to that blissful moment. In doing so, time apparently rewound itself to just before the reception began. What? I know it's hard to believe, but think about it this way. Through the power of the pendant, both Ellen Wyatt and Larry Butts experienced time travel. What?
Objection!
What absolute rubbish. Mr. Wright, I've heard my fair share of your nonsense over the years, but this takes the cake. Have you thoroughly lost your mind?
Objection!
But this is simply the conclusion I came to, using that logic ability you love so much. What? Truth of the matter is, the future president of Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket, has been researching time machines. So, what if a time machine has already been successfully created? And what if that's one of Sprocket Aviation's top secret inventions?
A time machine? Yeah, I even saw something while we were time traveling. I could speak. I saw a pterodactyl flying through the sky. Maybe the airship was set to travel through time for their honeymoon trip. What? A pterodactyl?
Objection!
You can't possibly have any evidence to back up your ridiculous time travel story.
Well,
As I thought. In any case, I now have the evidence to prove that you're no more intelligent than Larry.
Not so fast now, Edgy. I'm not the same old Larry you used to know.
Oh,
You want evidence? I've got your evidence right here. This is a photo I secretly took at the first reception.
what?
What?
Oh, that's the wrong voice. What? Oh, Larry, I can't believe you. Well, anyway, good job. If we compare the photos of the first and second receptions and can find a difference, then we'll be able to prove that the reception was held twice. Do you really think such a difference exists? Yes, Your Honor. I just need some time to find it for you. This is preposterous. Very well. Please show the court what's different then.
Alright, let's take a look.
This is proof positive that the wedding reception was held twice.
Is that a different...
Yeah, the bouquet is different.
Look at this.
Please direct your attention to Miss Wyatt's bouquet of flowers. In the photo one of her in-laws took, the defendant is holding a yellow bouquet. But in the photo Mr. Butts took, she is holding a red bouquet.
You're right.
That's impossible. What does this mean? It means that the defendant really did experience 2 wedding receptions. And she did that when she traveled back through time.
What?
I think the whole family's just in on doing it twice
for murder, cover-up reasons, I don't know.
Nick, you did it! You proved Ellen's time travel story to be true.
Yeah, I can hardly believe it myself. It's just as Ellen said, the reception was held twice. This turns every assumption we base this trial on upside down.
Objection!
No, you're insane. Stop that. I refuse to accept such a ludicrous argument. It is pure fiction under the guise of pseudoscience at best. There is simply no such thing as time travel. I know it's hard, but you can't suspend your disbelief for 1 nanosecond, Edgeworth.
I bet sci-fi movies push all your buttons the wrong way, don't they, Mr. Edgeworth? I can totally picture you yelling, "That had never happened," every 5 seconds at the screen. Maybe you should stay away from movie dates altogether.
That's neither here nor there. This is real life we're talking about. But the proof is clearly shown in the 2 photographs. That's right, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how Fine. I'll entertain your absurd delusion. If only to demolish it before your very eyes. What? Let's start with this then, shall we? There's one thing your time travel theory fails to explain. And that is the memories of the other guests there. The defendant and Larry remember the reception occurring twice, but no member of the Sprocket family has even mentioned such a thing. That's because the time machine is I'm not done, you bird brain. Bird brain? As I was saying, if the entire family had been sworn to secrecy, then why hadn't they sworn the woman who was marrying into the family to secrecy too? That's a good point. Honestly, what takes a little common sense, Mr. Wright? Even still, how do we know that the trip through time did not really occur? There's no proof in these photos that it did. Besides, if time travel did not really occur, there's proof in these photos that it did. And besides, if time travel doesn't exist, well, I'd be a little disappointed, frankly. I was hoping to go back to the days of my youth. You mustn't allow yourself to be taken in by Mr. Wright's whimsical tales, Your Honor. I've read about it in various literature, you see. And they all say that time travel is just not logically feasible.
Maybe our argument was just a little too nonsensical, Nick.
Well, in that case, why don't we put common sense to the test? Excuse me. The wedding reception was held twice. The photos are proof of that. But it wasn't because of time travel. Simply because the reception had actually been held twice. Isn't that the most reasonable way to interpret the situation? Would you care to elaborate, Mr. Wright? If time travel doesn't exist, then there's only one way to make sense of what happened. Somebody must have orchestrated this strange phenomenon. And that somebody is supposed to be everybody at the reception. They have to work together. What if all the guests at the reception conspired together to hold the reception twice and keep quiet about it? What? And for what purpose would they conspire to do such a thing? Well,
A brilliant deduction defense. Who is this? Oh, you. I can tell that you are not a renowned lawyer for nothing. I must say, I underestimated you. How so, Mr. Nicody? You have managed to name each event precisely as they happened. You revealed it all to the light of day. Then that means... It was us. We orchestrated the whole thing. Yes, the reception was held twice. Not because of time travel, no. We simply held it a second time. What? Why? Why would you do such a thing? To make it as though the murder Miss Ellen committed never happened. Master Soren figured that if Miss Ellen, who'd killed Gloomsbury after the first reception, experienced the reception one more time, she would think it was all a dream. It was he who ordered us to make it happen. However, only few, myself included, knew of Miss Ellen's crime. Are you saying most of the guests attended 2 receptions without knowing why? Indeed, they needed no reason. Master Soren told them to do it, and they did. That is the Sprocket way. And who hid the body in the lantern? We did. But we did not anticipate the pedals finding their way in, or the actions of Mr. Butts. And that's how you intended to cover the whole situation up. There's just one thing everyone here is wrong. The real scene of the murder was not the hold, it was the Vista deck. What? Then Miss Wyatt's recollection of events must be correct. I admit we tried to cover this incident up. The fact that Miss Ellen killed Gloomsbury is undeniable. This is quite a turn of events. And so it appears we have arrived at the truth at last. Now. Please do feel free to travel back in time, Mr. Wright, and attempt to do this trial over again. Go on. Let's not get hasty, Edgeworth. I bet you can't do it. I bet I can't either. Your Honor, you will have to hold a separate trial for the cover-up conspiracy later. But as far as this case goes, I believe we are ready for your ruling. I need to cross-examine that testimony right now.
Objection!
Just before the defendant lost consciousness during her attack, she said she saw someone strike the victim. It's possible that this third party is the true culprit.
Objection!
You still want us to believe the defendant's words? Perhaps you've lost more than your touch during your time abroad. This third-person nonsense is nothing but rubbish, and you know it.
Objection!
But by the same token, how can we trust those who conspired and lied to fool this court of law? For all we know, they might still be hiding something. You never know when to quit, do you? Now, calm down, both of you. In any case, there isn't enough trustworthy information yet for me to render a verdict. I suggest we continue the trial after both sides have investigated the matter further. Very well, Your Honor. That was close. Mr. Nicody, as for you and your cohort's attempt to cover up this crime, Your case will be brought to a separate trial following the resolution of this current one. Understood, Your Honor. Well then, this concludes today's trial. Court is adjourned. The dog is barking. To be continued. Alright. That happened next time. Because it's late now. Next time, in this case, being Wednesday. So while I have plans for next Wednesday, I prefer to get them announced properly. So, Wednesday I'll be doing more of this case. We'll do some investigating. We might do more trial if the investigation's as quick as that. We'll move along and do that on Wednesday. Friday will also be Ace Attorney, though last case took 3 streams, so probably this one will also, maybe, who knows. Anyway, yeah. More Ace Attorney on Wednesday. That's all, though. Have a nice day. Goodbye.